What's good, people? This is the Rap Roundtable. Your boy Jaw here, Cinsere the Rap Snob, Dini the Balance, the homie Mase. We just want to make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment, help us get our numbers up. We're trying to get 2,000 subs, 5,000. Y'all know how this go. If y'all think we're good and y'all love the content, some of y'all always say, yo, how come y'all don't have more views? It's because y'all don't sub. So make sure y'all do that and tap in with us. Peace.
The Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir. Episode 48 of the Rap Roundtable is here. We apologize for the delay. We got jobs and shit. We couldn't really feed you how we were supposed to feed y'all, but you know we here now. Hip-hop has produced news, and we got to talk about it. It's your boy Jaw here alongside Cinsere the Rap Snob.
What up, what up?
Alongside Dini the Balance.
Yeah, forced me with you.
Alongside the homie Mase.
Good, yeah.
And for 48, we have two very, very, very special guests. The YoungFellaz. Welcome to the Rap Roundtable. You can find the Rap Roundtable on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and everywhere else you can find podcasts. So make sure you tap in with us. Also on Cash App, the donations are appreciated. Kasim, what's good? We appreciate the donation. Anything you can do that could, help us build this brand out. We just monetized on YouTube, so we got the super chats on deck. So everyone who's in the comments, who usually runs up the chat on the super chat, donate. Holla at your boy.
Show us love, bro.
You already know the vibe.
We are tonight's entertainment.
Fellas, it's good to have y'all here.
Happy to be here, man.
Before we get into the interview portion, I just want to have y'all each identify yourselves, starting with you, brother.
I go by the name of Storm.
I go by the name of Biz.
Okay.
All right.
And we're from what part of New York City?
I'm from the Bronx.
Yes, what's good?
Yes.
Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
Okay, Brooklyn in the building. I feel at home because I'm always surrounded by uptown people. Don't disrespect the uptown. You set tripping with that Met hat on though from the Bronx though, bro.
Yeah. I designed it though.
Say less.
I got to rep New York.
And I'm a Met fan, so.
Okay.
It's only right.
I bleed that orange and blue. They embarrass me yearly, but 1 year. All I need is one.
This the one.
You think so?
I know so.
Talk that shit.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. So introduce yourselves to our audience. How did the YoungFellaz come together? What's the history like? Any embarrassments? Any ciphers? Give us the backstory of the YoungFellaz.
I mean, it was like, honestly, it was weird because like I started rapping and we hadn't met yet.
Okay.
And I was messing around with it though. I wasn't even really taking it too much. And this was around like 8th grade. So I was about 14 around that time? About 13, 14.
Shop days.
And I had gotten into the 9th grade and we bumped into each other on the playground and he was just kind of like, yo, you rap? It was just kind of like, just like that. And I was like coincidental. I'm like, I wasn't even taking it serious. I'm like, nah, not really. But he's like, well, I do. I'm like, damn, this is a little aggressive, but that's just
straightforward. Brooklyn was
straightforward.
good.
Brooklyn was good.
Yeah.
And we in the Bronx, actually, we going to school uptown. And he was like, I guess he like relocated from his mom's crib to his pop's crib. And so I had saw him again like in the cafeteria and he was sitting at the lunch table and he was really rapping, like
Okay.
it was just like
It's always a lunch
It's the
table,
lunch
yo.
table,
Always
bro.
lunch
he was
table.
really
That's where it
rapping.
started.
Lunch table is undefeated, yo.
And then I had to join the cipher. That's really how we kind of came about. And I had to join the cipher. I joined the cipher and we like connected from there. And there was a dude, one of our close friends. He wound up passing away, like in high school. Like he got murdered. He got murdered in high school while we was in high school. And he was kind of the one who kind of encouraged us to be a group.
Okay.
It's kind of like he was like understanding our cadence and our delivery. He was like, yo, y'all should try to like do it together. And that's kind of how we came about. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like we saw kind of like just kind of how real life gets, real like early on in life. You know what I'm saying? And,
That's a fact.
But from that we went and we turned in, and did everything that we've done that we about to go over, in this
Talk
episode.
about it.
And around what year was that?
He passed away 03?
03.
Okay.
03. I met him 01. I met Biz 01.
That's tough.
So would you say those were your formative years, the early 2000s, like in terms of hip hop and what y'all was listening to and what was?
Yeah,
Which I
like
grabbed
we
into.
would like back then, technology was real like
It wasn't
limited.
different.
So
Right.
we was on the phone. So we on the
That's a fact.
he was putting me on to like, I'm gonna be honest, he was putting me on to like stuff his sister would put him on to, and it would just be like that I was almost like a sponge, because see, I'm Spanish, I'm Dominican, so it's like you gotta understand, like my mom's was raising me up on just straight Spanish music.
Yeah.
Right.
Get
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know it. I can move my hips.
That's your culture.
I
you know
know
what I
it.
mean?
But I was just like infatuated with hip hop on a whole nother level, When how I know Dini is, we had this barbershop, we call it the Country Club. You know what I'm saying? And we was there like, it was legendary. Like we was there every weekend, just so that there I had my first battle rap. I did so much out of that barbershop. It was ill. And that's kind of where I fell just in love with the culture. Like I'm from Soundview, and like a lot of people don't know, but Soundview got like a lot of culture in terms of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Grandmaster Cass is from Soundview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There's
many up here.
Yeah, okay, that's crazy. Minnesota. He's from you know what I'm saying, from Soundview. You know, of course, everybody knows Lil Tariq and Peter Gunn from
Talk about it.
So it's like you get the essence just coming outside, like just going down the block to the studio, you got the essence of it. So from him putting me on, and from just being in my neighborhood, like, yeah, in my household it was as Spanish as it, but when I went outside, it was just everything else. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like a big melting pot, and I fell right into it, and that's how I fell in love with hip hop. This to kind of explain.
Yeah, basically the same shit. I've been in love with hip hop forever. Like, I'm talking about, we used to like want to be down with the rock and shit. You know what I'm saying? That was our dream.
Yeah,
like,
don't say that too loud.
State property jackets and
I'm
all
lying.
that.
We
Not
wanted
Ill
to be,
Will Records?
We wanted to be.
Not Bravehearts?
No?
Definitely
No
was.
Bravehearts? Oh, come on, man.
Definitely
But
was.
yeah,
Paper plane hats anyway.
I
so
didn't
it's
like Nas till I was a grown man.
A lot of people had to come around.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it.
I wanted to come around.
Niggas are biased.
God damn it.
That's
I
crazy,
don't listen.
bro.
Ask Joe. I don't listen to Hit 'Em Up to this day. Like, don't play that shit. I'm good.
I respect
respect
that's
that.
good. That's the
Good.
culture though. That's how it breeds you. You feel me?
Like, I argued with every nigga in the world over that shit. Like, I don't fuck with that. Don't play Ether. You're bugging. That's how it was. Like, for real.
Yo, he had mentioned your sister was like putting you on the music. What was that connection like with your sisters and hip hop? Like, what,
Oh yeah,
was she your older sister?
My older sister.
Okay, talk
facts.
to me.
And, like, she put me. I remember she had bought No Way Out.
Oh, that's a
like,
great album.
Facts, and she put me on to that shit. I probably was little as fuck, but I'm like, shit was really fire to me. Like, you know, like, I felt, and then like me being from Brooklyn, Big shot a video on the I don't know what video was it, Juicy on the porch in Brooklyn, and like my sister went and shit.
Word?
So like
That's
that
fire.
shit made me feel like, oh, that's fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? I saw it on TV. and
Could have been
shit.
One More Chance.
Yeah,
It
one
might
more
have
chance.
been.
I think it was One More Chance.
One More Chance.
I think
Yeah.
one more chance on the stoop.
Like a brownstone.
Yeah.
On the brownstone,
Yeah,
fact.
One More
So
Chance.
that shit just made me fall in love even more, and she just kept putting me on to like a bunch of dope shit, and I'm like, yo,
Shout out to Sis Biz.
that's a fact.
Yo,
Talk
Bad
about
Boy
that.
era.
Nikki, that's a fact.
It's a great era to come up in. Shit, you not.
Yo, so from there, when I was listening to Storm rapping in the shop, back in the golden era, all of a sudden we come up with Sophisticated Ignorance. Talk to me. Talk to me. I need to know, what was that like?
Damn. Sophisticated Ignorance. We had dropped Incognito. We did a lot
What year
of
was
crazy
that?
things. 2012.
12. I got the initial record. I had to fight this kid to send me that, bro. I got the original email copy. I needed
Man,
that
that
kid in the
was-
shop. And this shit was
That
amazing.
That was dope. I mean, the process on that was like, at the time we had already worked with Snoop and Nipsey Hussle on a project in Norway. So we did an album with Sony Columbia. This producer, he kind of had a situation up at Sony, and he kind of threw us on. We put the album together with him, and kind of just threw us on all the songs. And then
Ralph
he
Myers?
started. His name was Ralph Myers.
Yes, sir.
And he just started throwing like, he kind of like, he didn't want to tell us like how he was gonna do it. He was just like, just kind of jump on all these songs. You just rapping it, this is Norwegian Like just think this Viking Norwegian dude just making hip hop beats. Just like what the fuck are we doing?
Is this, right?
Right.
We the ones that love hip hop.
But he's like, yo,
for real.
just jump on it, like just rap, and we just rapped on it, and he just started. He got Snoop on one verse, and then he got Nipsey on another. Then he threw George Clinton on the chorus. Then he got Roxanne Shante on another. Then he just started getting corrupt on another. One that Rakim on another. He got David Banner, David Banner, Corey Guns, and he just
he had juice like that.
Yeah, and next thing you know, the whole album done. Diana Ross on the album.
That's
The Supremes
on the album. So we like, what the hell is going on now? We dropped the album. Album go gold.
He flew us out there. We fucking
album wins the Grammy. It's just a whole explosive thing in Europe that happens for us. And so like while we're channeling through that, we kind of like are just trying to figure out our moves here in New York because that's always been what we really wanted to do. But it was just a direction that was presented to us that we just kind of wanted to also take advantage of because they always talked about the European market and how dope it is. So I mean, I ain't gonna lie, they took care of us, like,
and they love hip hop, bro. Like
it was really dope how they took care of us.
Let me ask y'all though, like, over there, you win this Grammy, you getting this fame essentially. What was that like for people like who love the culture? You rhyme, and what you put into it is turning into this. Biggest, what did that feel like?
The biggest show was 50,000 people, 120
million.
That was the biggest show.
It was crazy.
It was in Oslo where they gave Barack the Nobel Peace Prize in front of the King of Queen of Norway. It was ridiculous.
That's a fact.
Like when y'all blown away yourselves, like, yo, this is us. We doing this.
We out there.
Yo,
right?
did you hear the story? I met him at the lunch table.
That's a fact. Yo, bro. We didn't know it was gonna be 50,000 people until like right before we go on stage. Like we right here, and Ralph is like, "Oh, by the way, it's like 50,000 people out there." What?
That's really how they told me.
Just at the last minute, like no pressure.
But we like,
no big deal.
We do sound check, and we like, yo, this is like it's a big week. Like, it's like, are people just gonna be like here, or just like he's like they don't even want to tell us. They're like, no, don't even worry about it, man. Just kind of focus on the sound and just focus on the music. Just left it like that. They told us 5 minutes before we got on stage, like, there's a lot of people out there, so just make sure y'all don't mess up.
Wow.
What would y'all say is the difference between like hip hop, kind of the way it's perceived here, and hip hop the way it's like perceived there?
Over there, it's like it's not about your name. It's just about dope music. Like it's not about, you know, like here it's like if the biggest artist don't fuck with you, it don't matter. That's to the.
I won't say that too much. I won't say it too much because our association still did a lot for us out there.
No,
so it was, you know, because we was already working with big names and they knew that. But what to add on to what he's saying is they gave it a chance though. So it's like even though they heard it like because we had songs with Nipsey or Snoop, they still were like into us though. It wasn't just because it's Nipsey and Snoop. It was like, nah, we want to know more about the YoungFellaz. What's up with y'all? So we sold all our merch. We did everything out there.
We headline shows ourselves.
Man, it was crazy.
So to be clear, y'all had already worked with Snoop and Nipsey before
we got to Norway.
No, not the first time. No, we didn't.
Oh, okay.
We did work. We had the song done with them, and then we flew and met Snoop in Norway. That's how we met Snoop.
Facts.
Yeah, so we had first did the all of the work in the studio, but then the first time we went to Norway, we went with Snoop, and that was when he did his show out there before he got banned because we smoked it out. And he got banned from smoking it out. We smoked it out.
Shouts to Snoop.
They told us backstage like, yo,
legend.
the cops. They told us the cops gotta go. Like, yo, cops is gonna leave when Snoop get here because we got there before Snoop did, and we was trying to smoke, and they didn't. Like, shout out to Snoop because his chef was there. He made sure we ate and we was good. Like,
that's love.
But we couldn't smoke until he got there. So as soon as he got there, they were like, yo, police got to leave. Police left, and we was smoking it. And then they banned him.
Every time I see him on TV or interview, he really feels like a homie. You know what I mean? Like,
he really like that.
Nigga, uncle for real.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's a fact.
Like, he didn't have to clear the song and do the record with us, and he did. Like, he didn't have to do that. It was who are we? We just two rapping kids from New York. We ain't even from LA. You know what I'm saying?
Which leads me to a question that I had. How did y'all even make that connection? You know what I mean?
It was Ralph Myers. It was the producer. He connected with his manager at the time, and then Snoop was like, he was into Europe a lot at that time. Around that time, we worked with him, and he took into it. They situated it with Sony, and it made sense. Nipsey was more authentic because Nipsey was still on the come up. So Ralph Myers took a chance with Nip, and Nip kind of took a chance with us, and he really rocked with us. So we met Nip in Atlanta at A3C. and it was love when we met him too. Like, but his grind was different with him. Like he wanted our producer to be like his head engineer and run it out there on Slauson. He had this whole. It was dope. It was real dope. The stuff that they had
shaking out here for sure. But what I'm interested in, y'all got shows with 50,000 people. Y'all on Grammy nominated songs. Y'all working with huge producers, huge artists. And just like y'all said, y'all been together since 01, or y'all met each other originally in 01. What's kept y'all together all these years? Because we know the first thing in a great group is there some sort of, I need to go solo, I'm hotter. So what's kept y'all loyalty to each other over these years?
Like, we fought along the way. Like, to get where we at today, we fought. Like, we bump heads. It's any relationship in the world, you fight. Right. We argue. Because you got to make 2-1, and that's not easy, bro. But, like, this is my favorite rapper, like, no lie. Besides myself, I listen to him the most. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's dope.
So, like, niggas are just, we bump heads, but it's for the greater good. And I never thought about wanting to go solo because I enjoy where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy what we do. Like, he got my back on stage, like I got his back. You know what I'm saying? It's like joining the gang. It's like, I got my bro here. Like, where I fall at, he picked up at. Where he fall at, I picked up at. And it's like, we each other's crutches, and I think that shit. I never wanted to go solo.
And I felt like that mentality and even the one that I have, it just comes from the spirit of my boy who had passed away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the one that suggested that we come together. And I feel like that's what kept us together. You know what I'm saying?
He had that vision.
Like, even when we argue and I'm talking about, the fights have been like sometimes real serious. But I just feel like there's just always a certain energy that just always just keeps us together. Like,
plus the mission. The mission,
right, and that's greater than that mission is greater than any fight we've ever had.
That's a fact. That's the way it's supposed to be. To follow up on what you said, like 21 years now, right?
Yeah.
Essentially 21 years. That's a long
time.
Man. Long time. Like, y'all lasted most like the old school groups.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Yeah. Eric Sermon is our big homie.
Shout out to you.
That story is ill. Like, we gotta get to it. That was the last leg that we just.
Let's get to it right now, because that was another one of my questions that I had ahead of time.
Okay.
Because that, to me, like, I talk about Eric Sermon, they know. I'm like, yo, when we talk about producers, we always talk about like RZA, Primo, but you know what I mean? Eric Sermon is just like quintessential New York. EPMD is just like
crazy.
Chef's kiss. Tell us about that relationship and how
we his favorite duo in his words, from his words. You know what I'm saying?
To give him his flowers, it's no 90s R&B and hip hop without Eric Sermon, bro. Right. That's like late 90s to 2000s, it's none. That's a fact. You gotta give him his flowers off that alone.
Yeah, and it's just like, so the way that we met Eric Sermon was through Rockwaller. Rockwalla's that's our homie. Like, we met Rockwaller on the internet, like on Ustream. When you couldn't go live on Instagram. You had to go live on Ustream, and we was ill with like just like playing with like just the algorithm that we like made it onto the front page one day of Ustream, and Rockwaller came on and he like put us to the test, like, yo, let me hear 3 songs. And we in the middle of doing this whole thing with Snoop and Nipsey, so we played him that shit.
Right.
And he was like, oh shit, I fuck with y'all. You know what? I fuck with y'all so much, here's my number. Whole time, me and him was like, this ain't no fucking
Who is this name?
What are you talking about? And we gave him the number, and we made Joe call, and Joe called, and he was like, yo guys, I think this is really Rockwaller. He want to come by the studio, and he pulled up with a CD, leaving Daddy's house with Busta Rhymes. He pulls up to the studio, leaves us with 6 joints, and say, yo, y'all niggas got it. Y'all my niggas. Whatever y'all need, let me know. But he ain't want to do too much because he already knew we was working with Ralph Myers and he was already doing our thing out of Europe. So he kind of left us alone for a few years, just until we finished up. Once we finished up with all of that, we called him and he was like, yeah, you ready now? Let's go. Right. And we waited a little bit, and he called us one day and he was like, yo, EPMD got a show in New York. And it was like this where they were paying homage to the 90s. It was down on like 14th Street. That was a crazy night, because then after that we went to Lesouk and we Yo, it was crazy.
I forgot about that shit. That shit was a good night.
Yo, that was Grammy weekend. Yo, so we pull up and Busta Rhymes' son is out there, and we kind of trying to get in with Busta Rhymes' son, and we We can't get in. We try. We hitting rock not answering because these old school dudes do this funny fly shit where they tell you to pull up and then they not answering their phone when you get there.
That's a classic move.
So it's like, yo, what's up? Like we outside and there's nothing. We outside. We calling. We out. Nothing. Finally, we just see him kind of sneak through like. And we like, all right, here we go. So we get in with him, Shaheem Reed,
That's a fact.
and all of them, and we inside. We still don't meet Eric yet. We just kind of inside. We ordering drinks. We kind of
having a good time.
Yeah, everything looked cool. We just kind of scoping the. Then we kind of leave. We go outside, and Eric is just sitting in the Sprinter, and they got the door open, and it's like, oh shit, Eric Sermon. It's like, oh shit. Now you gotta kind of like. Tighten up a little.
That's great, but not too tight to where you feel. You know what I mean?
Kind of like you approach him and he was just like, "Who this?" And Rock told him real quick what it was, and he was like, "All right, bring him by the studio." And from that day, we went to the studio every day. Like the first day we got there, Eric was like, "Nah, y'all can't leave. I ain't going nowhere." We was there. We've been there ever since, rocking with E. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so let me ask y'all this. Y'all told us a story about Norway. You're telling us a story about Rock Wilder, Eric Sermon. But how did we get from meeting in 2001 to getting from New York City all the way to Norway with all of these features? Like who was the person that opened that door, that gateway that got y'all in the game in the first place?
So my cousin, Freddie, shout out to Freddie G. That's my boy, man. He flew to Norway one day, trying to just kind of like escape. He was like, yo, I'm gonna pick a place on the map to go. Cause I just like, he was just tired of New York. He's from Washington Heights.
This feels like an episode out of Atlanta. But.
Yo, he's like, yo, I'm tired of New York. I'm gonna pick a place on the map and I'm going there. He picked a place and he flew to Norway. And he got to Norway, didn't know nobody. Meets this guy named Oystein, and he owns Oystein, and he owns a bike shop.
Facts.
And so like my cousin is into bike ride. He's really heavy into BMXing, like real heavy into BMXing. And so they start riding bikes out in Norway. They connect with each other, and they always stay connected. Oystein wound up being Ralph Meyer's best friend. Right. So Oystein wound up getting into filming. He done filmed J-Rock, Kendrick, and all those guys. He done filmed a whole bunch of people. So he got into like cinematography, like real big out there. He started doing movies in Europe and all sorts of crazy shit. Right. So it kind of turns around full circle. We had dropped this project called Back to the Basics. That's like our first mixtape we had put out in 2009. Like to put out collectively together that we worked together on, that we have put out. And our cousin gives it to Oystein, and they just kind of, Ralph is on tour and he gives it to him, and he was like, the whole tour ride, that album was something that they was just always constantly listening to. And that's really how it all came about. When Oystein came to New York, my cousin introduced us to Oystein and was like, yo, I'ma play your shit for Ralph. I don't know if he gonna like it. Like they always kept it real cool like that. Like, I don't know if they gonna like it. And they let the whole bunch of Grammys and Snoop Dogg. I'm like, I don't know if he gonna like it. I'm like, how the hell? Like, it just was one door after another. Like,
that's how it happens, man.
Blessings.
It wasn't, I'm gonna tell it to y'all, it wasn't nothing that was well put together. It was like nothing like, no business plan, no contracts, no paperwork, and we were taken care of, but it was none of this like structure of like, this is what y'all about to do for the next 6 to 12 or 18 months. It was legit like, let's see what happens. I'll see what happens. And I'll see what happens led to us flying out there and doing all sorts of crazy.
But the crazy shit is like, Ralph fucked with us because he fucked with our music, but our turnaround was so fast. Like, he'll email a joint on Monday, and by Tuesday night, that shit is sent back.
Yeah,
so he's like, nah.
So they respect the work.
Nah, facts. It was like, nigga, and it's high quality shit. Like, no, I'm not tooting my own horn, but it's like high quality shit at a.
But we was in the game. We was in the game. Exactly. We was in the game doing shit even before that, because like my first placement was in 2008 on a Finland album and with Warner Music. She was the Finland American Idol finalist, Christina Brass, and I wound up writing a fucking R&B pop record for her. Okay. That was my first way in the game, was Finland. So I was kind of already headed to Europe already, because I had placed that, and then that kind of the next thing that happened after that was Norway. So it was just like we was just so. But that songwriting time we spent like 2008, 2007, really like we were like working with Omar Grant when he was over at EMI at the time, because he's from Soundview. And so when he was at EMI, he had us writing a bunch of songs for a bunch of people. We was writing with a whole bunch of like top like award-winning writers. It was crazy. So that's where we built our work ethic. Because then we started training ourselves to write R&B, pop, hip hop. We was just writing all sorts of type of shit. You know
so to talk about a little bit more about the writing side of things, right? How do y'all balance the artist career versus like the writing career? Like you got.
Right. We don't really focus on the writing. Oh, no, we do. I ain't gonna say
that's not true.
Spill the beans.
But I mean, it's.
I mean, without spilling no
different.
extra beans. We don't gotta know who you wrote for, or whatever. But like, you know what I mean? We know you gotta keep that under the tuck. But like, you know what I mean? It could be like a.
I mean, we keep the
balance those things.
Nah. We do we different. Like a lot of sleepless nights. Like when we had nothing, we rented the studio downtown. Like not like how y'all think. Like y'all think, oh, y'all rented some studio. Nah, we like month to month. We paid rent on the studio downtown. We did that for 5 years.
Niggas was missing.
You give us the key and I'm the engineer.
So that's
like I figured out every part of the studio. I know how to. Can't nobody. I don't need I don't need an engineer. We have an engineer just because I'm comfortable like
Nigga
that.
Nigga taught me how to engineer us. Like we engineer each other. That's how
we got there, and it was like, how we gonna figure this out? We had people like our boys who helped us, but it was really about. My thing was always about I don't know where I got that mentality from, but it was just like it was about applying myself like in a way where it's like I want to figure every bit of like every corner of it. So it's like the studio was just, you can't tell me nothing about no studio.
That's his shit. That's not my shit though. Like, he's the techie nigga. Like I'm more like hands. You know, I'm a hands-on nigga. I like to do like the creative part.
But that's the balance,
and that's why I think we work so well
together. That's the balance between us, because Biz a rap circles around anybody. Eric done put him to the test.
A lot of times, and I smoked a lot of niggas.
Everybody.
I respect that.
We won't say no names because it'll embarrass them. But
wait, who won the cypher back in the day though?
Biz. Out of me and him?
Yeah.
Nah, but like you know. I be having them ones. I be having them ones that But yo, I don't even rap no more because Biz just be going. But if you don't want me to rap, like it's just, that's how I look at it. Like you don't want me to rap, but because
we've had our fair share, like in ciphers where it's, that's how we met. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had this group of friends and I had a group of friends.
So y'all make each other push y'all pen, basically.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I respect that. And the thing is, in this space, the workers get rewarded. You know what I mean? You guys, what I'm gaining from y'all is that y'all love the work. Y'all like to rhyme. Y'all like money, of course. Y'all like the adulation. But I feel like y'all love the work more than everything else.
Nah, that's a fact.
I respect we ain't make no money over there with Eric Sermon. Yet. But we didn't go over there to do that. We went over there because we loved what we was doing. Right. We figured out how to make money. When we got over there,
that's a fact.
We made money though. Right. You feel what I'm saying? But we ain't go over there like he dropped this big load of cash on us. That was our meal ticket out. It wasn't even about that. It was really like, damn, these niggas is like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like the way they work is different, yo. Like the way Rock and E work, we was in there, Tony Yayo would come by, like Juelz was just coming to the studio. We just sitting there like, and they just like, the way they putting just beats together, the way they just adapt into sound and the stuff that's happening like around them.
I would love to be a fly on that wall.
Yo, bro, you know how like when Hov spoke about when he did Blueprint and he'll leave Just Blaze studio and Kanye will be playing some shit?
Right.
It's that exact thing in Eric and Rock shit. But like we'll leave doing 16 for Eric and then hear what Rock is doing, like,
I gotta get on that.
Yeah. Rock could be like, come jump on this shit, and it's like, that's how it was.
And that's something that I feel like we talk about all the time that I feel is missing from a lot of today's music is the hands-on experience and the connection in the studio of artists and producers and everybody together. You know what I mean? Like collaborating together in real life, in real time.
Dre still do it. Like Eric was just with Dr. Dre, and they was just doing that. They still do that. Swahili was in there. Hey, everybody was in there working the what's the tool? 1500 or nothing?
Yeah.
Like 1500 or nothing. They was in there. Everybody was in there. And Dre still do it that way. Like you get a line, you get a line, you get a line, you get a line.
That's the best way to do it.
That's a fact. We don't even like sending other artists records like, yo, come pull up on us, let's work.
That's the way we work.
Yeah. You get the best shit that way, you know what I'm saying? Like sending a nigga a record, that shit cool if the niggas across the world. But like we in the same
right, you know what I mean? You're like 2 zip codes away, like you mad close. Like
all right, so let me ask you guys this. Y'all went overseas, y'all put the work in, y'all got the notoriety. but we're from New York City.
Right.
As artists, have you ever felt the pressure to be like, you know what, we still want to get hometown behind us?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's speak to that.
It's like a nigga that like play high school ball here, then he go win a championship in fucking Scandinavia. That's fire. But I want to win a championship in the Garden. Man. Like, you feel me?
That's why we did our merch the way we did them. We started repping New York, and we started pushing our merch, and that adapted a lot of people in the city to our music, especially during the pandemic when everybody had their unemployment. Shout out to unemployment.
Shout out.
We sold a lot of merch during the unemployment. Like, and you know what I'm saying? So we made sure that, you know, when just the wave of just being able to sell merch online came about the way that it recently did, that we made sure we stamped New York when we did it. And that just kind of like helped further put us here where y'all acknowledging us and y'all from New York, you know what I'm saying? And it's about that, like just kind of just tackling it one step at a time, because New York is tricky, like at the end of the day.
Shit.
I'm not
New York bias 2 on the way.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it though. Like I'm cool with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with everything that's happening in New York. I think that is needed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think you got to kind of go through everything that you're seeing to get to where it needs to get to. It'll get there. It's taking some time, but I just feel like today a lot of people is really appreciating music a lot more. I feel like that's why music is moving so fast, because people are like, nah. But then when something good stick, it's like, okay, you see why it stick. Nowadays, in my opinion, that's just my opinion.
Storm, you spoke on the pandemic. How, like you said, well, the merch, but how's like the pandemic affected y'all like music?
We were grinded harder.
That's a
pandemic.
It just made y'all work more, probably.
Yeah.
I see y'all dropped a few joints in 2019 and 2020, so y'all was definitely active. But I'm talking about as far as the way y'all reached the people. Was it different as far as like shows and?
We throw a show called, an event called 90s versus Trap.
Facts, dope event.
It shut down that, so it kind of fucked up. Like we had to sit back and go to the drawing board and be like, what we gonna do? That's how we started doing.
That's how we started, but that's how we started with rock.
That's coming back.
Like with rock, it was this year. That's how we started with rock. When we really started with rock, we came outside and he was DJing. It was him and DJ First Choice from Power 105, and we did like all throughout the city 90s versus Trap, and that was like our bread and butter. Like that made us more money than anything we was doing. Like that's where we really connected with New York. After we came back from Europe, we came and we were like, yo, how could we just be? And we did 90s versus Trap, and then we did our first one at Katra, and then we followed that one up with SOBs, and then we went to Esther and Carol, and we just kept doing them, and we just kept doing all these different events, and we did one every month in 2018. We did one every month, and then 2019 we did a huge one. 2020 we did a huge one. 2021 with Bronx Brewery we did another huge. We just stopped and started doing them yearly, but that's where we connected with New York. We was doing that, and then we kind of blended the merch with it as well. So the pandemic affected us because that was just put to us. Like our bread and butter was put to a stop. Like we really had, and that's where, but. It didn't affect us in a bad way because our hustling mentality kind of just had us change gears, and that's where we got into the merch. Okay. So that's why we started. That's why we started doing them, and we're doing the merch ever since.
I dig that. I'm looking at the rap space. We've been talking about it a lot on the pod. It seems like the best thing to come out of the pandemic is lyricism. Like rapping is starting to matter a lot more again.
OD. Bars matter.
We see what the Griselda boys
I'm about to say the Buffalo Boys did that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of niggas wasn't fucking with that shit.
Absolutely. We hear the sound. We hear the raw beats. The loops with no drums coming into the forefront heavily. Is that something that's gonna influence you guys' sound going forward, or do y'all feel like y'all need to delve into that at all?
We rap. Like, don't give
shit. I think I know.
But the thing about it is a lot like we also make records too.
Right.
It's that happy medium where like I'll rap you, but I'm gonna make a hit too. I don't want you to think I'm just gonna come here and spit 48 bars and that's it.
But yeah,
no hook.
we will indulge in it. Absolutely, of course.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There was a record we did in 2018, 2019 called The Tone. We did with Rock. That was real boom bap. It was real. Like it was dope. So we like to show that type of diversity where we can give you the hit and we can also give you something that's just going, you know what I'm saying, rock the, you know what I'm saying?
Because I'm seeing that people are rushing that sound, and it's like, we talk about it now, it's kind of getting bastardized, but it seems as though, I'm really surprised because we've lived through it. I call it the great rap depression of the late 2000s, early 10s, where it was like, bars didn't matter. If you were too nice, people kind of took issue with you being too nice. Yeah. So seeing that these guys are just getting it, and there's a lot of guys getting it. A lot of older rappers feeling reinvigorated because it's safe to rap again. You guys are from New York. It's like, do you guys look at the space and be like, do we need to compete with them, or do we keep doing what we do?
We stay in our lane. Like,
gotcha.
I feel like that's we who we are all the time. Like, I don't care if it's 99 backpack niggas in here. That's not what we do. We do what we do, and we gonna keep doing what we do, no matter where we at.
For real. Like the recent music we dropped is stuff we've been sitting on for like 2 years. Let you tell it, like we just been sitting on it and we just decided to just put it out. That ain't nothing that's fresh out the studio. Wait till you hear what's frech out the studio. It's crazy. Like that. Yeah, we've been sitting on that for 2 years, bro. Sitting on the light work. Like
first of all.
That was fresh. That was fresh because we had to do that with Dizza. That one was. Shout out to Smoke Dizza. We known Smoke Dizza for years. We first met Smoke Dizza during the Mase Cypher days.
Shout out to the Smokers Club, man.
So like there was this thing on like public access, the public access channel called Mase Cyphers where everybody from Vado to J.R. Ryder, T-Rex, all the battle rappers will go up there and they'll rap. And we was up there too rapping, and that's how we met Smoke. So we known Smoke for a minute. It never came full circle up until last year that we finally did a record together. And that record actually went dumb. It did real good for us. So shout out to Smoke.
Shout out to Smoke.
So you guys mentioned this, so I gotta ask. 2022 is here. We about to be at the end of the second quarter. What's on deck next for the YoungFellaz musically?
We got a Rockwilder EP coming out.
Okay.
Almost done.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's
we got a nice feature with a really dope classic artist. Y'all be. We don't want to say the name because we want the verse in first.
I respect it.
Right. So once the verse come in,
once the verse clears,
love. So it's love that he's even
making that happen.
Appreciating what we do and wanting to make that happen. So so we just trying to just maximize the exposure the best that we can and keep it, you know what I'm saying, rooted to New York. That's just all we on at the end of the day. So we want to compliment everything that's happening in New York. That's why I said, like, I like the space that New York is in. It's cool. So it's like, you just got to know how to do it right. You know what I'm saying? It's like the drill stuff that's happening in the Bronx is dope. It's like, but it's really fly when somebody does it right. There's a lot of saturation where it's done wrong, but it's cool. But it's like when it's done right, I think it's fly. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, we like to just kind of see what everything that's going on, and we like to just compliment it, and we do it in a dope way. So, you know, we got a lot. You know, we got 90s versus trap happening. That's coming up in two more months. Maybe about August. We got another one coming in August.
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be good.
I like that concept, 90s versus trap, because I feel like, as much as Cinsere, he doesn't like trap. Okay. I feel like the way we look at the 90s is the way these younger heads are gonna look at the trap era.
Right. And
so I like that concept.
And it's just like a play on like just the old meets new. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and the blend is ill. Like I feel like we pushed an agenda to see, like you see the fly shit now. Like now trap music, they take them 90s samples and they flip them.
Right.
You feel how that go? You see how that shit go? And before when we did this, that wasn't happening. So it's like when we see that happening, it's like that's fly. Like we like. You know what I mean? Because we went hard. We pressed hard with what we was doing. And we knew we pressed hard with what we was doing.
What do you say to people that, you know, because I might be people. I might be people.
You are.
But what do you say to people that's like, yo, leave those 90s classics alone. You don't got to reflip them. You don't got to trapify them. Just let them be. You know what I mean?
Why? When the 90s shit was just like 70s and 80s shit flip too.
Exactly.
It's like it's just recreating what was recreated.
Right, that's all that is.
It ain't like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel nothing wrong with that.
I think a lot of people, myself included, don't realize how much time has gone by sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like 90s to like 2010, 2020.
Yo, that's 20 years.
You're
not the only one, right? Because when we got with Rock, he said, yo, I don't sample. I don't sample. I most lit records right now with Rock are 2 samples.
The whole project is samples. Everything on the project is a fucking
Everything on this project we got coming with Rock is a sample.
Yo,
So he had to adapt, but it was the same thing. Like, I don't think he realized how much time went by. So he finally picked his head up and was like, oh, we in a different.
Right.
You just gotta respect it. That's how I feel.
The 70s to 90s
you know,
is 90s to now.
Bro,
90s
and sometimes you don't realize how much you can actually do with those samples, man. Like, it opens up a new door to, like, create a lot of shit. I wasn't a big fan of them as far as when I make my little joints, too, but, like, bro, they're game changers if you know how to manipulate them. Like, Sim's like the god with that shit.
That's everything, bro. Like, Mary J. Blige's first, like, 5 records was all just remakes of classic
old
records.
joints.
So
Talk about it.
But made it super.
Roy Ayers, Isaac Hayes.
So what's wrong? Ain't nothing
You know
wrong
what I
with
mean?
that.
Yeah.
It sounded good. It was fire.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, actually.
Yo,
That's a fact.
the young fellas, we appreciate y'all coming on. The people who are tapping in, they like the Rap Roundtable. They want to hear us talk about hip-hop news. I'd like if you guys stuck around with us to talk about a little bit of the news.
Let's do it.
We here.
Whatever you feel like is
Whatever you feel comfortable.
I need another drink so we can talk
No
about
pressure.
it.
Y'all might not be it. Nah, it's something. We talking about everything.
Copy. Because you know niggas don't want to say certain shit. I might have to work with this nigga one day.
You know what I
You know what I'm
mean?
saying? But I dig it.
Let's
Nah, we
talk about
talking-
it.
Whatever
Fuck out,
y'all
we
don't
talking,
feel
man.
comfortable speaking on, by all means.
Nah,
Go with
We keep
everything.
it rack at the table.
Yo, I just hope none of these people who know us are offended. That's it.
Nah, that's how like Pat Beverly feel on like First Take and shit in the league.
Pat Bev different.
Shout out Pat
You feel me?
Bev.
Pat Bev, JJ Reddick shit.
Jump on the song. When we call you for the verse, just jump on the song.
That's
bro.
all. That's all.
Nah.
Blame us, not them.
Nah, ain't nothing we saying gonna be hating or not the truth.
So the other day on the internet, Twitter is a dangerous space, right?
The internet is
A landmine.
is a sick
So
place.
shout out to Tony the Dome. He's a future guest at the Rap Roundtable.
Okay.
Sir.
He put out a top 10 all-time New York rappers over in the list covered every era you can
Hold
think
up.
of.
How old is this guy you speak of?
He's of age.
He's probably
I'm trying to
around
be
more,
respectful.
closer to my age.
Yeah. Good
question.
I'm early 40s.
Okay,
so
okay.
he covers every realm, right?
Okay.
And I think, to keep it a buck, he was replying to a question. Because
Yeah.
somebody had posed a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I mean-
it's no slander. Tony didn't do nothing wrong.
Nah. It's his own list.
No, I just asked
It's
what
on
the age
personal
because
list.
my response I know.
The demographics, now hip hop and the age, the point of view varies.
Yeah.
That's the
does.
thing.
Absolutely.
So basically, I feel like most New York people would say that Jadakiss is a top 10, arguably top 5 New York rapper.
He
of all
absolutely
time.
is. He absolutely is.
Right?
Top
So-
10.
Absolutely.
NYC.
Verses should have changed a lot of people's minds.
That's a fact.
Absolutely.
Okay. He absolutely a top 10.
So Tony puts out a list,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
His top 10 New York rappers.
Right.
Shouts to Tony.
In that list, he has Rakim, KRS, Nas, Biggie, Hove, Kane, G-Rap, Pun, LL, Ghostface.
Oh, he don't went wrong.
No,
I heard he
Jada?
he stopped saying
To see-
like a few rappers ago.
For me,
So I gotta ask the table.
Alright, look.
Is Kiss top 10
Absolutely.
based on this list?
Absolutely.
top 5.
Okay,
Top
top
5?
I don't know. But top 10, absolutely, right?
Okay.
All right, when I say a name, you just say yes or no, right? Y'all.
All right.
DMX.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Of course.
Nas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pun.
Yes. Yes.
I got it. All right.
Yo, D need chill,
You
bro.
said Jay, Big, Pun, Nas.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. All right. So look. Here's my list.
Talk to me, Sin.
All right,
All right.
give it up,
Cause
son.
I need to jump in on this.
Okay.
It's gonna be like all respects to Jada. I love Jada. I hear what you're saying,
I know your answer already.
but it's gonna be tough
okay.
to crack the top 10. It's gonna be tough.
You like this 10 that
That's
Tony put up
insane.
there?
I like that 10.
That's insane.
But listen. All right.
To him, it's not saying, but I know why.
Now, okay. So if we talk about Rakim, KRS, and Kane, let's say those 3.
Yep.
Right. Let's not even talk about G-Rap. Right. Rakim, KRS, and Kane. Are they in the top 10?
To me, no.
So you know.
No,
Right.
no.
Copy. All right. Why not?
Because I base shit off like of you guys. My top 10 is like of ball, right? I don't never be like, yo, that nigga Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was, because that he has no significance to my life. I wasn't there. It's
Right.
tape.
Okay.
Like
I
my
respect
favorite
that.
boxes is like Roy Jones and Floyd because I saw it with my own two.
Okay.
So like for me, like I hate when niggas be 21, like yo, I ain't gonna lie, Pete Maravich, like shut the fuck up. You sound stupid.
You wanna know why for me?
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
For me, because I just don't feel like their music like stand at the test of time.
That's also true.
That's my opinion. That's just my opinion, right? And the reason why I'm gonna say that is
Very
like
interesting.
It's like this, right? We talking
bro.
about dudes in the
That's crazy,
90s,
bro.
right? Not really the 80s. The 80s was different hip hop. We talking about dudes who was really dropping like that in the 90s. Right, so was Jadakiss. Like he was dropping in the 90s too. Like, he came all the way from the 90s. It's 2022, and you throw a Jada record on right now, and it's gonna go bonkers.
clicking.
Throw a KRS record on right now from '92.
Nah,
Who really gonna?
Wow. That's crazy.
70 Arena.
I'm just saying though, he's a 90s dude. We're not talking about 80s music. We're talking about 90s dude.
This is about to get interesting.
2022.
Sincere, jump in,
That's
bro.
my
Facts.
opinion.
Hold
That's
up.
just my
That's
opinion.
crazy.
You know why? You know why though? Like
to stand the test of time,
he's still in the
buddy.
game.
That's like Jay-Z.
Joe is getting spicy in here.
It's like Jay-Z.
I'm sorry, not
Spicy.
Nas.
New
It's like
Age
Nas. It's like
Joe.
Nas. It's like Nas. Nas the same thing. Nas stood the test of time.
MCs
yo.
act like
Fact.
they don't know.
No. Nas.
But KRS
Sound of
One,
the Police.
Yo, we just
As soon as you hear whoop,
That's the sound of the
Yeah.
police. I mean, that's a record.
But you know what? You know what?
Stop.
niggas-
Y'all gotta stop
When
it.
niggas say that, hey, when
Woo, woo.
yo,
That's the sound of the
Joe, where we
police.
went last week? What was that block party we was at? The Brooklyn
Yeah,
shit.
bro.
Y'all was there?
Yeah,
Oh, shit, at the Bushwick Collection.
And like,
Yo, was that
We
that
went
shit?
to shout out to Static Selector.
So
That's our bro.
Facts.
Yep.
Yeah, that's our bro.
So like,
Static
when
Shout out Rim, shout out Eddie Kane, shout out Passport Rap.
Shout out
know
to
what
Gang.
fact-
Nims was there, it was dope.
Facts.
Bub
Bub Styles. That's our nigga. Bub
Yeah.
Styles. Shout out to Bub.
God.
It was
That's
heavy.
the
I
guy.
ain't see y'all niggas out there.
That's a fact. I mean, what?
We
nigga,
got-
you the only 9 foot nigga out there.
Yeah,
I might have seen you. You ain't seen me. Nah, but like when niggas play those like those KRS joints, no disrespect to KRS because he be dissing niggas and shit. Like, but when niggas play those KRS joints, niggas be like, yo, that was my shit back in the day. Like it's like an old, no, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
don't
a.
say like, that's my shit.
My thing,
Some of
my
them records
still
best,
hit hard,
my
though.
best is about
Of
standing the
course.
test of time. That's
Of
just my
course. They still
thing.
hit,
All
like-
right, Rakim.
I think Rakim is super filthy, but he don't make my top 10 list.
Okay.
Top 10.
Rod's not
what's
in
the
your
hit?
top 10.
Wait, what's the hit?
Wow.
What's the hit Rakim record? What was the hit? What's the
There's
popular
No the
record?
Ledge.
Yeah,
There's
Rakim
Joint
is
with Truth
filthy.
Hurts. Don't
Paid in
Sweat the
Full.
Technique.
Paid in full.
Paid in
The
Full.
whole Eric
Paid in
B,
Full
the
is
whole-
fire.
the whole
That's
Eric
my
B
shit.
Rakim album is
Paid in Full
amazing.
is fire.
But
18th letter was
you
fire.
asked me of my
But that's
top
it.
10. I gave you my reasoning.
Yo,
for my
I'm
top 10.
not even trying to be disrespectful. It's just at the end of the day, it's just that's just my opinion. It's about what stands the test of time. Like Jay-Z, you play a 95 Jay-Z record right now, 96 Jay-Z record right now, and y'all, everybody is gonna know it
That's a
word
fact, but
for word.
even-
Let's stop lying. Like you're gonna be like
Even
word
Reasonable Doubt,
for
not my
word.
favorite Hope album.
DMX 98, you're gonna know words,
That's what I'm
word
saying.
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
word.
Which
y'all.
one? What's your favorite
Right or
Hope
Blueprint
wrong.
1. And it's because I remember that
Right.
time in my life. I remember we bought the Black album.
Yo, there's
the
even
second- and I
Eminem
was
album.
sad.
There's even Eminem records from '99. People will know word for word. And niggas don't listen to Eminem.
Nah, Eminem
but
has
there's
two
an
classic
Eminem.
albums.
Yo,
Wait,
there's
say it
an
again,
Eminem
say it
song.
again. I just wanna get
There's
that
an
sound right.
Eminem song that
Hold on,
people
hold on,
know
hold on.
word for word.
I'm not this
It
big
is.
Eminem
But
stan.
I'm
Eminem
not
got two
saying-
classic albums though. That's a fact. The Marshall Mathers LP and the Slim Shady LP are classic.
Crazy. But what I'm saying is
Mace, you
people will
agree?
know
What
it
do you
down
mean by
for word.
classic?
What you mean? Like, I'm not
Mace
saying.
getting his R. Kelly on.
Nah, don't get me wrong. I don't. What do you?
Not all the way.
What you mean by
Sid.
young? What you mean by
Me
young?
up,
What you mean by young? Nah.
All I'm saying is niggas know shit word for word.
Nah, yo,
That's all I'm
I
saying.
think we need to balance a certain like line when we do this because there's a K-Flock fan that's saying that about Nas.
Yeah.
That's saying that about Jay-Z. Like, don't nobody play that shit where I come from. Niggas, you know what I mean? That nigga's rich and he got Beyonce. He ain't making raps. It's somebody saying that. You know what I mean? So I think we need to not just wash away the old time MCs. You know what I mean? Not just throw them in, throw the dirt on their grave.
Nah, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. But you know what's whack is when you do it in rap, they try to scorn you for it.
Yeah.
But they do this shit in basketball all the time. Like, yo, the way that them niggas was playing back in the day, it's not the same. Like, you do not have Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. You don't have all these superstar players on the court at the same time the way you do right now. It's just what it is. It's just the development of basketball and the development of music is the same way. They was too stiff back in the day. They was doing the robot. They was doing the robot. Bone Thugs changed the game when Bone Thugs. Bone Thugs one of my favorite. When Bone Thugs came in the game, it was different. After that, it was like, oh, okay. I see what we doing now. I see what we doing now. Before then, it was head to turn. But when they said
it started out.
Shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony for changing it, for really mainstreaming how you should flow on records.
Keep it a rap.
That's what they did. How y'all gonna say they didn't do that?
Argument about 80s rap.
How many Grammys did they have to win?
I understand that.
That's been
how many Grammys did they have? Y'all bugging. Like Bone Thugs ain't the reason why Jay-Z did what he did on Big Pimpin'.
I understand.
Y'all tripping.
I understand that about like the OG, the original 80s, the original 80s style and flow. But that was the starting point. You know what I mean? Like
that's the whole point of what we.
But you get to Rakim and G-Rap and Kane.
I love G-Rap. I love it is different. It's more conscious. But then look at the development of Kanye West. Right. Look at the development of 50 Cent. Look at they took the ideas of what they saw and they interpreted it in a way. They put the style to it that was just like development.
You 100% right though. But I got a hard time putting Kiss over Rakim, Chris, Nas, Big, J, Kane, G, maybe G-Rap. Not Pun. Maybe
about
Pun.
LL.
He's not going over LL, bro.
LL top 10.
Look, He'll go over. I'll put him over Ghostface.
I would too.
Ghostface got a better discography than Kiss.
But he has a better almost everything else.
I like LL. LL's ear with music is amazing.
Like when you think of
I feel like a lot of people got amazing ears.
A top 10 list is not just who make the best music. It's not.
Right. But you can't really. But what's hard about that argument is, I think what we're saying is like, for you to put these people in a list is like you're taking people who like really thought of rap music to be this style at this time versus this person. Like, yo, so much has happened since then, and look at where we at now with it.
And that's why
hard to really compare.
And that's why it's to compare it to the basketball argument. Of course, you motherfucking Oscar Robertson ain't fucking with Damian Lillard. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I'm
to
saying?
me, when I do these type of greatest lists, not my favorite, because my favorite is my favorite. You know what I mean? It could be whatever, you know what I mean? Because for whatever fucking reason. But when we doing these greatest lists, and this is coming from a Jada fan, when we do our year-end lists and we show our screen caps of who we listen to the most in the year, Jadakiss is gonna be top 5 for me. I'm letting y'all know. But the way I look at it is this: Jadakiss never held the spot that Rakim held in his prime while he was in his prime. Jadakiss never held the spot that LL Cool J held in his prime. We love Jada, but he was never that undisputed guy.
LL held a really good spot.
This is what I'm saying. Everybody on that list was a guy.
Kiss in his prime was maybe top 3 in New York.
You can say the same about. You can say the same about. You can say the same about KRS-One. You can say the same about a lot of those dudes on that.
Chris was
everybody on that list.
He was the man.
When he took Queens down single-handedly.
That's what I'm saying. He was the Queens down.
And I'm saying single-handedly. And I'm saying that's the reason I can have all of them.
But how can you compare him skill set to somebody who looked at what he did and transitioned it to something greater? Like, it's just hard to put that in the list because it's like comparing 80s music to the 90s guys. Them dudes was Osley Brothers and them other dudes was swinging different.
Right. But that's just my way of keeping things in order, because eventually, to bring it to the NBA argument, we gonna have a bunch of 7-foot niggas shooting 3-pointers. That don't mean Michael Jordan wasn't that guy in his time. I like to define the fact that Rakim was undisputed in his time. You know what I mean?
In his time, he was.
Jadakiss was the guy that Jay-Z sent his little man's
you right, I hear that.
Because Beans won that.
I heard that fact. I was upset at that.
But his music stood the test of time. Outside of how his story might have played out, when you hear the music and the pain in the music and the things that he's saying in them lyrics and how it coincides with people, I just feel like his flow, the way it like the way he just resonates a hard time is different than anybody. Like he like, and it stands the test of time. Like, you hear it in 22 and you're not saying what I'm no disrespect to y'all, man, but it don't sound like dun 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 dun. It's the joint sounds fire.
Him don't sound like that, man.
Wow. raspy voices. Yo,
Kiss got the same
voice-
ability that
the voice
Prodigy had.
goes a long
Where he
way.
didn't have to
Shout out,
be
Kiss.
scientifically like
Nah, but
adept
Kiss was
to rapping.
scientific.
But no,
He was
Kiss a
inspired.
showman,
Okay,
bro.
see how
what I'm
inspired
saying
he
is
was.
how the way Prodigy could simply like paint like a fucking like a fucking Da Vinci type shit. It's the
Facts.
same way Jadakiss can, bro. He don't have to
Facts.
use the same
You know
like
why?
verbiage.
The brush strokes was like
everything
elite.
still
Each,
hits, bro.
each individual brush stroke.
You know why I feel like Kiss is so elite? To me, he elite when the game is a lot of niggas is elite. Like, what if I'm not gonna say KRS, but all right, let's say KRS. Let's say theoretically, right? He the best out of like not a lot of great niggas. Like what if like the pool wasn't as
So
good?
the field was different.
Yeah, and the pool was
So, like,
bigger
'cause,
for
like,
Jada
for him-
to run through.
When you
That's a
said
good
when
point.
you said like Jada would never have the spot that they had, right? But like Kevin Durant is a way better player on the court than Bill Russell. He will never be Bill Russell, but he's
Ever
fucking
be Bill Russell.
Nobody in the NBA besides Michael Jordan is better than Kevin Durant is today.
But accolades, Bill
Kobe.
Russell's Bill Russell.
No, see that's later than Michael Jordan. No, Michael Jordan is prime. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody. No, the second play is way far below.
Yeah, I see what you're
Kevin
saying.
Durant.
Right.
Kevin Durant's not the
I
best
see
player in the
what,
world.
y'all using a lot of logic here, and I respect that.
That's how we break down our music.
These
to
arguments
science.
usually become emotional. Y'all one of the first
but
niggas
never.
to go logic with a rap argument, and I respect that shit.
I'm big on like we shouldn't even compare. It's
Right.
like the 90s is the 90s, 80s the 80s, now's the now.
And
I
certain
think,
styles, like that conscious style and that, that era, it was a great moment. I love it. Like I loved what it developed into. And then I loved what Kanye did with it. Like we were just listening to the joint Kanye did with Dilated People.
Oh, yeah. This Way?
Yo, this
Yeah,
way.
oh
This
my
way.
God, so good.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like when you saw where hip hop, like it's dope, man. It's just so it's like I love like the transition of everything. So I feel like everybody is great within the. You can't take KRS-One like his moment away. You can't take away his moment. You can't take away Big Pun when he was that dude. And he was really that dude. Like I remember seeing Big Pun on my block, like just like in awe, like yo, oh my god, like his fat ass is in his tiny ass car, and that's Pun, bro.
Out of line.
Yo,
No, that's not. Y'all know.
That motherfucker was
If you
big
from the
as hell,
Bronx,
bro.
if
He was a
you
large
from the
man.
Bronx, you knew Pun for driving in a small car. Ask Fat Joe, he'll tell you that. And he
from
wanted to
Soundview.
jump in. He wanted to jump into the small cars. That's what he wanted. My boy Six Pack told me
man.
he had the red joint with the roof missing. He'd jump into it.
Outside of
R.I.P.
the
to
definitive solo album,
R.I.P. to Pun,
like
bro.
Jada kind of like laps a lot of dudes in a lot of areas. I mean, like classic freestyles, right? Like what's the Rakim classic freestyle? Not to shit on Rakim in that sense. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
What's the club record? What's the street anthem?
I can't
What's the-
justify putting Jadakiss over Rock.
Yo, he
I'm not
even
saying-
wrote.
I'm not
He
saying
even
Rakim
wrote. Yo, he even
specific.
got.
Rakim?
I should.
He even got
Maybe I should
songs
have.
he
I'm
wrote
talking
for
about as far
Puff
as on the list.
That we
Right,
probably don't
right.
even know them verses that he wrote for, but he wrote some hits for Puff.
He's probably the most featured MC in
fact.
probably
He's
like
a
rap, bro.
songwriter.
This nigga done did a
He's an
song with
MC.
everybody, Mo Jadakiss.
He got a feature with everybody.
Everybody. Maybe except Pac, bro. He got a song with everybody.
Yeah, remember
Dead
Jada
or
was
alive.
like the go-to feature at one point in time. You wanted a hit, you throw
This
Jada
is also
on
a
it.
fact.
Yeah.
This is also a fact.
Yeah.
That, like,
my
major
thing, but
labels
my
wanted
thing
to
with
do
Jada
that.
is that like all of that is valid. The freestyles, the
Mixtapes.
features, the mixtapes, but he lacks that definitive solo album.
That's
But he's a
facts.
group nigga.
I will
He
give
has
you that.
definitive group
That-
albums.
He fell short with that. I don't know
But
why.
even-
I
but
don't know
he's a
why.
Group nigga.
We
bro.
Are the Streets.
But even the locks don't have a definitive.
We Are the Streets is
We Are the
fucking
Streets ain't the definitive album.
No.
It's
And
not-
no. What was that
We're not
Jadakiss
putting
album that
that up
everybody
there
that was
with
Def Jam?
Hove's album.
Kiss the
Death.
Death.
That album was
His
fire.
album.
Nah, that wasn't no
it was
fucking
more of
classic.
a, it was his commercial.
We're not even
success.
putting that up there with DMX's album.
And what is
But I like Welcome to D Block on that album. Welcome to D Block was crazy.
Crazy.
What's
Part
what,
of some real
for Jada? What's the 01 Hove year? What's the 94 Nas year? You know what I mean?
why-
What's the
why do a
2000
nigga-
Ghost
why-
days?
but
New
why
York.
do a
They
nigga
did- they
gotta
did New
average
York
You don't
with
even
Ja
remember
Rule.
what year that is.
No,
No,
but every
What was that, 05?
because every
05, 06?
legendary rapper
Was
had
it
that
05?
one year when they was
05.
wilding.
But that's not true.
That was a good year
Every
for Jada.
legendary
What's Jada's
rapper-
MVP?
So Jada's
Yeah.
LeBron.
What's his
Because he done
MVP?
last
Yeah.
the test of time.
I'm telling y'all.
Wow.
I'm telling y'all.
LeBron. He is not LeBron. Kiss, I love you.
That's
Kiss, I
crazy,
love not
bro.
LeBron.
I hate to be
Yo,
arguing
I
with
gave
Kiss
it to
on
him.
here.
I'll say
I always had a
man.
feeling, but
I
then when I
hate
saw
that.
Verses, it was just like,
I was
Yo, he
about
moved
to
the room,
say,
y'all. Yo, he
I was about
really
to
did.
say,
y'all.
what he did
His
on that
influence on
Versus
the
stage.
his influence on the culture is fucking
we had to
parallel,
rethink
bro.
a lot of our takes.
If that was a parlay,
We had
a lot
to
of
rethink
niggas
a
would wear
lot
home
of our
sad,
takes,
bro.
bro.
And that's
If that was
Why
a
you pointing at? Why you pointing at me, nigga? Why you pointing at me when you said that shit?
I stopped and I
love
said,
you,
damn,
Joe.
for real,
Fuck
Jay?
out of
This-
here.
Like, I didn't even think he was gonna do Dipset like that. I'm like, for real, Joe?
And it's the fact.
Nobody
Nobody thought he was gonna do him
What
like that,
KRS
bro.
did to Queens is what Jadakiss did to
Dipset.
Dipset.
But
at
Queen,
night.
but see,
I'm
we
like,
keep
I'm like,
saying that.
yo.
But Queen said that Chris lost that.
Of
no
course
way.
they're gonna
Of
say
course
that.
they did.
Jadakiss did Dipset so
ridiculous,
bad. We
though.
forget that
Nobody
he did
knows.
Fabulous just as bad.
Yeah.
Bro, Fabulous, Fabulous.
yeah.
No, he did.
Fabulous.
But not
Fabulous.
himself.
Filthy.
That wasn't
Played
as
the
bad.
wrong records at the
Yes.
wrong time and didn't play a lot
You know
of
why it
things.
wasn't
Fab
as
was
bad?
arguing with his DJ.
You know why it wasn't? It
Queens, I
wasn't a
love
crowd.
you.
There wasn't a
Nas is my
crowd.
favorite rapper of all
Facts. The
time.
energy was
They're
different.
different.
Ain't no way Queens won that
What
battle.
was that? The Barclays? That was the
MC
Barclays?
Shan did not win that battle
No
against
Kid Theater?
KRS.
That was
No way.
pandemic.
The theater at Madison Square Garden.
Right, this year might be
That was
Jada's
dangerous,
MVP
y'all.
year, if you want to be honest. Last year
Facts.
might have been his MVP.
All right, fellas, we gotta move on though.
All right.
Hove launches a financial literacy program in Marcy.
Beautiful.
Our viewers, a large percentage of y'all don't like Hove. Y'all get in your feelings when we talk nice about Jay-Z, but sadly, we gotta do it right now.
He's the GOAT, man.
Sincere the Rap Snob, what are your thoughts on Jay-Z launching this Bitcoin program in
love
Marcy
it.
Projects?
I love it. It's amazing. It's incredible to me. Like, shouts to Hove. I see the setup. I see the setup, Jaw.
Of course.
Because they're gonna
on
call
now.
me a fake Nas fan
Come on
again
now.
on YouTube because I'm saying Jay-Z
I'm the
is making
villain you need.
an incredible move right now. But
Nas
look, I'll
doing
keep,
right now?
I'll keep it a buck. There have
go
been
bounce.
times.
That's a fact.
There have been times on this roundtable, not this specific roundtable, but roundtables past at other locations where
True, shout out.
yeah, but not that other place. But
No. Fuck
What
that
other
place.
That's true. Shout out to True.
That place
Just
doesn't
true.
exist.
But I've definitely I've had issues with some of Jay-Z's moves in the past. I've often, spoken about him like he's a
sellout. Go ahead.
No,
you called him a sellout?
Capitalist would be
I
a
would
better
say,
word.
yeah, I would say
A sellout. You
right.
called him a sellout.
What was the word I used? A self-serving capitalist.
A sellout.
I'm not gonna say sellout. Self-serving capitalist, right? The NFL thing, you know what I mean? Nothing really materialized out of that. But,
Dr. Dre, Snoop, Kendrick
Halftime.
Lamar.
the halftime show. Okay, fine.
Produced
sure.
by Rock Nation.
that was fire.
You got to see your man on stage
that was fire.
performing his old songs.
That was fire. That was fire.
What was he
Alright.
supposed to do?
But in terms of like anything impacting
That's a bar right
society outside of music, I mean nothing really materialized out of that, right? But I do want to say that between this and what was the other thing? The thing he was getting behind, the law he was getting behind, that would prevent
The lyrics.
rap lyrics from being presented as evidence in court. That's major.
Amazing.
That's
Real big.
amazing for the culture. It's amazing for our people. And this move in Marcy Projects, no less. His
Fire.
hood. That's beautiful. Shouts to Hove on this. Salute. I have nothing at all bad to say about this. This is all beautiful.
Mase, I haven't been hearing from you this episode, bro. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh man, I when this was first thrown in the group chat, I was hype about it. Because it was thrown.
Once a
Once a nigga say that,
Yo,
he about to
hold
throw
up.
a blunt coming
Are
in
you
the
gonna
conversation.
say
I
that?
had to came
Are you Are you gonna miss some Morales again?
Let me hate it.
And
Let
the
me hate real
mid-steppers.
quick.
Yo.
Listen, man.
Matter of fact, you are the Mr. Morale album because you got these two
I'm
sides
the
to you
flip
that
flopper. I'm officially the flip flopper. So I liked this when I first saw it. Whole
Wow,
financial
bro. That's
literacy,
crazy, bro.
Marcy Projects. I loved it. But let's keep it real. Bitcoin is not going to save Marcy Projects, bro. Bitcoin, if you want to get really technical, teaching the Marcy children about Bitcoin, like that's not, like they blanketed it as financial literacy. Bitcoin has the highest statistically way of you losing money, and we using the poorest citizens to teach them Bitcoin. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I wanted to be hype about it because I saw it. I said this, Jav mentioned they don't talk about this. I was like, yeah, Hove's doing a lot of stuff. They don't talk about it. But I did a little bit more research, and I was like, this is a little bit, this is some bullshit.
Nah, I hear you.
This is some bullshit.
Get rid of this guy.
And even what Sin mentioned about not using lyrics in the court, I don't think that's necessarily a great thing. I really don't. If you want me to keep it a buck, and I know we on a hip hop podcast, I know we love rap, but bro, if your people's got done in and a nigga rapped about it, would you be like, yeah, let's keep his lyrics out of the let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Like if you
are you supporting snitching, Mase?
Hey, I'm supporting not snitching on yourself.
Right. They snitching on themselves.
That should be, you know, so.
But where do you draw that line, though, is what I'm saying. That's a slippery fucking slope.
It is. Freestyle about shit somebody right now.
But there's a lot of kids
I'm gonna come to you in a
who
second.
literally wrote real raps about real murders that
and
they
who really
committed.
decide they want to do something.
About a week ago.
I'm just saying, this is not great, y'all.
I don't agree about shit too.
I don't know.
I done called you the
like, yo, I'm with you.
Jay-Z fan.
That's a very thin line, bro.
What do you think about this Jay-Z move?
I was dead ass in line with Sin, but this nigga Mase kind of moving there.
Come on.
I got Granted, it's
That's
not only just that. It's other things.
Right.
There will be like, you know, giving of Wi-Fi devices so people can have Wi-Fi.
That's
you know,
good.
open up to the internet. Internet opens up a lot of possibilities. But you guys are really y'all got me in a conundrum right now because I was really all on board. I thought the people needed to figure out something to do with this cat.
But look,
So what if Hov just didn't do shit and said fuck Marcy at all, right? Because then that's a better
What
thing
we
to
talking about?
That's a bar.
right.
Like
Exactly.
he's trying to do something. What if he did it and it failed? So what? He did something.
But here's my thing. Is it crypto in general or just specifically Bitcoin?
I saw Bitcoin.
Blockchain?
I saw
Okay.
that Jack Dorsey of Twitter is teaching the Marcy children about Bitcoin.
Blockchain. How to avoid being scammed.
the Jack Dorsey.
You gotta throw the rest of this.
I'm just saying,
How
we
to
throwing out
avoid
names.
being
But look-
scammed is a part of it. That's important. A lot of people
But
get
I
scammed.
think it's important. In a broader scope, like these kids need to learn about the next generation of financial literacy. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Even if Bitcoin you feel is like a scam or like we've been seeing a lot of people losing money on Bitcoin.
96% drop in the last couple months.
All right, cool. But
Damn it, man.
what if it? I mean, if it Bitcoin aside, just cryptocurrency in general. We can't make this shit up. There's a lot of people moving into that space. You know what I mean? And we don't want to leave these people behind.
Sin, I gotta keep it a buck. I just think he gonna pull a rug from under us like he did with
The
the
Rap
Barclays.
Roundtable.
He wanna keep it a buck like he did with the Barclays, man. That's how I feel, Sin. I feel like he just gonna make us feel one way. He just gonna give us the
We were very critical
Like
on
I
the
did with
past
the
episode
Skits.
about that.
Yeah, that's
a
true.
classic episode, one of the best episodes of the Rap Roundtable. Y'all need to
Episode
check that
8.
out. One of the
I
greatest
appreciate it.
episodes.
Episode
Y'all don't
8.
fuck with the
Tap
the
in.
Barclay?
Yeah.
Like, you
No,
think
we
that-
talking about how Hov, we basically bought into it because Hov was kind of the face when he was really like the 2% share.
I mean, isn't that?
And then they moved
I
everybody
get
out
it.
of the hood. Like
I get it,
we
but
know what happened.
it
You
did a
Crown
lot-
Heights,
it
I'm
did a
Fort
lot more.
Greene. We
Nah, I
know what
know
happened.
I went to
They did push people out the
PS20,
hood.
so I know. I'm Clinton Hill, baby.
Hey,
I
look,
know.
Yeah.
I feel like
You know what they look like out there now.
Jay-Z's reached a space where we can have these conversations about what the realities are of his business decisions.
Right.
But I'm kind of in line with Showbiz here. If he does nothing, you complain. If he does something, you complain. I just think that there's rappers out there, some of your favorites, who aren't doing anything at all.
At all.
And y'all don't say a word. But anything Jay-Z does, you have a lot to say. It's Mase. There's a lot of skepticism, Deanie. You just hopped on Mace's wave. Fuck out of here. At the end of the day, I'm not necessarily saying I agree with what Jay-Z did because Bitcoin is a bit of a slippery slope. It's like the stock. It goes up, it goes down. We saw what Dogecoin did last spring. Like niggas was making bread off of that.
Yeah, they
Then the
was.
shit went
Yeah.
off the cliff. But the fact that he's trying to teach them something, allegedly, it could be a tax write-off. I don't know that. But at the end of the day, he's doing things that's helping people push forward. Because again, I gotta repeat it. Your favorite rapper isn't doing half of what Jay-Z has done, and y'all never say a word. But the minute he decides to dread his hair and make a bad album.
I think
444, y'all got a lot to say.
Jay would always mention it in his music.
He's my favorite rapper. I don't like that
he was
album.
he was the one. He said he was the first in line when the Twin Towers dropped. He been doing that stuff for a long time.
People pretend that didn't happen, bro. That's shit crazy to me.
We're gonna really we can't. You just can't knock Jay-Z is just trying to make it cool.
Can't knock the hustle.
He's trying to make it cool to do good shit for good people. Like that's all he's trying to, in my opinion. So it's like if it looks like good marketing, it look like good marketing. But it's just like he's just trying to push a different way than like the stigma that they put on rap. Because the stigma on rap is another nigga stabbed or another nigga shot.
Yes,
that's the stigma on rap. So it's like if today it's dude is teaching financial literacy, it's like let's open up to that. Let's see what that's about.
Let's be real. Crypto's the future. Crypto is unavoidable. It's not going anywhere.
And it's not perfect. And it's okay that it's not perfect.
Yeah,
the dollar wasn't perfect. The dollar wasn't perfect. We went through a recession. We went through a depression.
Right.
Like we done lost money. We done made money. So it's like y'all not gonna look at the fact that this goes up and down and you lose and you win. Like money don't do that. Like the dollar do the same shit.
The point is, if some people
do the same shit,
if some people walk out of this up and reach their hand back down to pull some other people up, then it's a win, bro.
Listen,
I feel like only in urban culture, niggas are like call shit out before it even fail.
Facts.
Facts. Give it time to fail and be like, yeah, I wouldn't have did that if I was that. But it's like you can't say, that shit is whack before it even come out.
But that's what they do. But chat, because I know y'all mad right now. I can see this shit. I feel the energy.
They gonna be on my side this time.
To quote Jay-Z before we go to the
love
next
my
topic, you should buy it. It's good business. The Rolling Stones puts out hey, listen.
Fuck them.
I'm not gonna say fuck the chat.
Rolling Stone
fuck
magazine.
the haters. Not everybody in the chat, but the niggas
Shout out
be
to the
talking
chat.
like NRC 114 and Bag Up. Yo, motherfucking Mike.
They
naming them, nigga.
They name dropping the username.
Aaron 9. Niggas like y'all can fuck out of here.
Aaron 9, I'm on your head, boy. I seen that comment you left, my shit.
Fuck out of here.
Rolling Stone magazine.
But Rolling Stone magazine.
Yikes.
Puts out, was it a top 100 rap album list?
They went for
200.
Wow.
Listen,
we went for 2 bills.
I'm not gonna get too heavy into it, fellas.
Get into this shit because it's crazy.
It's like, it's a troll list, right?
Absolutely. No, it's a conversation starter.
It's a.
Who was number one?
I feel it falls more on the troll end.
All right, yeah, but
I'm gonna give the people my opinion in one sentence.
Can I ask you one question before you even say that?
What's up?
What's your first, like, when you saw it, you like, that's fucking ridiculous?
The shit Cinsere shit when he had Cardi ahead of fucking Illmatic.
I knew it was that. I swear to God.
And the purple tape.
Yo, we were just talking about that in the car. We were just talking about that in the car.
Oh, he's ahead of the Carter 3, the Carter 2.
Cardi's
that's okay.
album.
And look,
That's culture
that's
council.
nowhere near true.
Look at this.
They had to Pimp a Butterfly above.
This is the culture council for Rolling Stone.
Oh, that's
all
right.
right. Hold on. I have an issue with that. I gotta clear because a lot of people, including a podcast that we associate with every now and then, are sharing this picture as if these are the exact people that made this list. Yes, they are Rolling Stone staff. They do call themselves.
Shout out to Diamond D digging in the crates. Diamond D is crazy.
They do call themselves a culture council, but based on my research,
Ain't much culture there.
Right. Based on my research, though, this picture was taken from an article that they made about business startups. It was not associated with this list at all. So people are sharing it as if it's factual that these people put together this list. Now, it's still fuck Rolling Stone all day, every day for this list. Let's keep it real. But it's not for this reason.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the top 10 is arguable. And
Stankonia is not better than Blueprint 1, but
no, it's not. But a lot of people don't even have Blueprint 1 that high. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will say Reasonable is above Blueprint. I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying?
I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that. But Blueprint is one of his best works.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
You know what it is?
What's
like to me? Like when I saw that, like niggas are like, it's like the Grammy discussion, right? Niggas are like, yeah, the Grammys picked the wrong nigga for that shit, right? But then like clown the BET Awards when it's like urban shit, right? Mm-hmm. So like it's our fault, not us like in this room, but it's the culture's fault, because like when urban platforms do shit, they clown it.
Right.
But then when this seasonless shit make the list, you get mad at that too. But you know what I'm saying? Like we should show love to Like, I'd rather be the dopest rapper to 50 other rappers than 1,000 niggas that don't know rap.
Like, you can't be mad at Rolling Stone because they played out Cardi B's record every single day. Right. Like, urban radio did that. So when they sit there and have to figure it out, they let's just be honest. They're making like that. They're making their list based off everything. They're looking at her numbers, her impact, how many times it was played on radio, how high did she chart on Billboard. So it's like,
niggas
we allow it.
I understand that.
We allow it.
You a prisoner of the moment, not
invasion of privacy in
not
no
better than hardcore,
fucking
bro.
Nowhere
realm,
near.
in no dimension,
Nowhere near.
is fucking with Illmatic.
Nowhere near.
And I don't even like Nas like
They
that.
got it 20 or 30 spots higher than Get
Nowhere
Rich.
near.
Come
But
on,
media will portray
He said
that.
nowhere near.
Media,
Hold on.
The fuck are you talking about?
Rolling Stones.
but media will
What the fuck are
portray
you
her
talking about?
to be in competition with Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown. They think that's how they want to. Media wants to portray Cardi B.
You right.
Like, yo, she's neck and neck with Remy and Kim and Foxy. She's the one. She's probably
Nikki the illest
it's like-
female for a long time. She
Long
had
time.
the biggest run of, huh?
No, I agree with you.
10
Loki.
years. Nikki had the biggest run of every
That
female.
pained you to say that, huh?
No, I agree. Look.
I'm not the biggest Nicki fan, but
you can't deny it.
I know
You
what I
can't
know.
deny it.
Respect is respect.
And she's
Like,
dope.
She had a
Nicki's
crazy
funny
run.
invasion of privacy, like above Nicki's album, The Pink Print. Like, that's crazy to me
That's
too.
crazy, yeah.
I'm not a huge Nicki fan. I don't. It's not like I listen to Pink Print, but I
there's
know
not a record on Cardi album better than Moment for Life. There's not a
culturally.
record.
I'm pretty sure
And
Cardi
impact-wise.
was influenced by Nicki, bro. Like, of
Everybody-
course. Like,
come on now.
bro.
She was a strip club girl.
The list
who
is
fell in
clearly
love with
terrible.
living her life.
The list
Like,
is clearly terrible, guys.
I just feel like
think we need to.
I think it's one of the few times that everybody in the hip hop community can come together. Whatever your favorite rapper is, Nas and Jay-Z fans can come together. 80s and 2010 fans can come together and all collectively say, fuck Rolling Stone, this is bullshit.
But I think one thing we have to acknowledge is this. I'm old enough to remember at one point the top 10 rap albums list having It Takes a Nations of Millions to Hold Us Back, King of Rock, Run DMC, Rakim, KRS-One, and then we eventually got to a list where we dominated the space, and then it was Jay-Z's the greatest, Nas is the greatest, Big is the greatest, Pac is the greatest. We just getting to the point where the young niggas is running shit now. They think Playboy Cardi's the hottest. They think Cardi B.
That's fine.
Hold on.
You know what I mean? We
I
just
don't
get
think
to that point.
I don't think that's what happened with Cardi B.
Hey,
I don't think that was Cardi B.
Because
That's not an argument for
I
putting
don't
Invasion
think
of
so.
Privacy
I don't
number
think
six.
the little
But
niggas are
y'all are
saying
not
that.
mentioning Miss E. It's so addictive. Missy, that Invasion of Privacy is better than that shit.
No.
Name me 5 songs off of Miss E. So
The fuck are you talking about?
I can't
He
name
didn't say
5 songs of
Superfly.
Invasion
He
of
said
Privacy.
Exactly.
Super Duper Fly is better than So Addictive, and So Addictive
That
is
was
higher
not
than
Miss
Superfly.
E. So addictive though.
What was this? Get Your Freak On?
Yeah.
No
That's Get Your
Cardi
Freak On.
album
That's
is
1
better
Minute
than any
Man.
Missy album.
Listen,
1 Minute Man was
Here.
fire.
Here.
Jav, I know you well enough to know that you don't give a
I
fuck
get
about
what you're
either.
saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
but my guy,
I get what you're
My
saying.
guy.
I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
I mean,
My
that's
guy.
I'm just saying I'm not gonna get
Listen.
mad about it because that's
There's not
the
enough-
shit
from so
they
many different
heavy on.
eras.
There's not enough
So many
mainstream
different
women.
eras. Invasion of Privacy is, according to Rolling Stone, better than Illmatic, Ready to Die, Life After Death, Only Built for Cuban Links, Infamous, The Chronic.
Absolutely
That's
not.
insane.
Right. Now,
Hell yeah,
that's,
around
all,
2001.
that's all 90s stuff.
That's insane.
Right? It's also placed above Get Rich or Die Trying,
Right.
Wow.
College Dropout,
Absolutely.
Wow.
Good Kid, Mad City.
Horrible inclusions.
What was
What number is it?
Lil Wayne?
What number
Carter
is it?
2 and 3.
And the drought.
The Carter
What
3 was
number
the
is
only
it?
shit that made it.
Number
No,
16
that's not true. Carter 2, Carter 3,
of
and the
all
drought.
time.
Oh, yeah, the Drought 3 made it, right.
Which is not an album.
That's
Which is not an album.
Nah, that's not.
Which is also they're just
But this is what I'm
fucking
saying.
changing.
That's something that a
was
nigga
trolling.
like my age grew up on. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Niggas my age are writing this shit now. You know what I mean?
That's
10 years
trolling.
ago,
That's
niggas
trolling.
would have said exactly
That's
what
what
y'all
I'm
saying. That
saying.
shit ain't no fucking album.
That's
We just
trolling.
getting to the point
But
that
that's
the
what-
next shit is moving
We
our
could-
old shit
look,
out.
we
I
could-
gotta
we
deal
could
with
No,
that.
that's not true.
We
I
can
deal with it.
disagree.
Nah, you know what's
We
not
can
true?
disagree
You know
about
why
like
that's not
Illmatic
true?
versus Lil Wayne or whatever.
Yeah, you
dig
can't.
what
You
Mase
But
said.
can't.
Invasion of Privacy.
It's crazy.
Hey,
Outrageous.
that's
You know why-
the
you know why-
most egregious thing.
You
But
know
I
why?
seen Travis Scott albums up
Yeah,
there.
but that's
I
the-
seen
alright.
Playboy Cardi albums
No,
up there.
I
I seen a
albums
bunch
fire,
of shit
Where-
that don't
what
have
number
no.
was Travis
Travis
Scott?
Scott albums are fire.
What number? What number?
damn.
No.
The last,
They're
right?
fire.
I don't
I ain't
even
gonna
know.
say they in the
Was
top
it-
like 10 or
was
nothing like
it-
that.
No.
They're
Travis,
fire
like,
albums.
They are
100?
fire. They are very fire, but no. That's a
Listen.
different genre of music. You don't
These
put that in
boys
rap.
don't make top 20
You don't
albums,
put
man.
that in rap. Like,
Hey, I don't think so either.
Travis
I
Scott
don't
is
And they own it at 3 times.
Travis Scott comes from like 808s
Boys
and
is not no
Heartbreak.
That's the
top
Rolling
200
Stone.
That's Kid
and
Cudi and all of those kind of like that's
Man
a
on the Moon is
different.
on there.
It is.
Also,
Man in the Moon is
if
amazing.
we're gonna
album.
talk about Missy
they
being
have a
above
Meg Thee
Lauryn Hill's
Stallion
album
album
is
up there?
also
No,
fucking
that's
wild.
crazy.
A lot of albums being above Lauryn Hill album is
That would be the
Wow.
best female.
Lauryn
album.
Hill's album 10? Is it 10? No.
Number 10.
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill's is 10.
That's good. That's really
No,
good.
it's
And
not.
Missy was 7.
Right. And it's so addictive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo,
All
get
I
these
got-
Wonder Bread
Sin, can you
motherfuckers
spell
at Rolling
pandering
Stone
for
the
me?
fuck out of here.
Number 7.
All I gotta
Worse
say
than pandering.
Wow.
to put this segment to a close is
Shout out to Missy though.
shout out to Missy, shout out to all the artists who made the list, but Rolling Stones, get the fuck out of here. All the way.
I think we can all agree on that.
What you saying about hip hop don't matter.
Never,
Fuck
ever.
out of here. Fuck your list. Fuck the fact that you made this list to get clicks and not to speak to any part of the fucking culture. Get the
Facts.
fuck out of here, bro.
Rolling Stone, the Grammys, Anthony Fantano, all y'all motherfuckers. Shit.
I got a question for y'all.
Start supporting urban platforms.
You made
Yeah.
a great point with
That's
that.
it.
I got a question for y'all. Juelz Santana goes on Drink Champs. Nori floats the idea of a Bleek Juelz versus.
I'm with it.
I'm asking the table in unison. I'm gonna start with Cinsere. Do you, yes or no?
Yeah.
Do you want a Juelz and Bleek versus?
Take it or leave it. I
So
mean,
before you say yes or no, who will be if not Bleek? Then who? Victim?
so here's my answer with this. I would probably watch it for journalistic purposes. Talk about it.
Wow, bro.
But
That's crazy,
but
bro.
Storm.
No. Let me tell you my reason.
fuck outta here,
Let me tell you
bro.
my reason. Right, and this is more. Shouts to Bleek, but this is more directed towards Bleek than Juelz.
Not Juelz.
No, hold on.
Sin can apparently feel his
gonna,
face.
to me, this versus would end up being a versus of 2 feature artists that feature on better artists'
I'll give you that.
songs.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'll give
And
you
so
that.
for that, I might as well, have the bigger verses with with Jay-Z and Cam or something.
not happening.
Exactly.
That's not happening. That's I know we're not happening.
Storm.
Who wins?
Wow.
Who wins? Juelz.
You know what's funny?
Juelz would win.
I was a Bleek fan coming up. Like I used to be excited to listen to the Clue tapes and hear him and Beans and Freeway. Like that's how I, and then Juelz is like, he was like, he was sparring with J.R. Ryder. Like Bleek was really sparring with Beans.
What you mean? Like, J.R. Ryder has.
No, J.R. Ryder's nice. But Beans,
not-
Beans is a different
Beans.
animal.
Nice.
Not Beans is a different animal. He was really sparring with Beans. Like he was really.
Beans is-
That's not true. He just teammates.
But if you want to go song for song, you kind of have to kind of give it to Juelz. Like Juelz, him and the Heatmakers, they were super in pocket with their sampling. Like the way that Juelz got hits.
Yo, Memphis Bleek was not with a gang of gangs who hang and bang animals around.
Bangers playing David doing
But is that your chick? Is
Come on,
crazy,
son.
though.
So is ROC.
Is that your chick? Is crazy.
ROC is
though.
Here's the
crazy.
thing. Bleek got the cheat code though. All those songs with Hove and the Rockefeller.
I mean, but
Ah,
that's
well,
a
you
cheat
gotta give
code.
it. You gotta
Is
give it.
Hov
Can that-
gonna
can
show
that
up
beat?
to
I
a
got a
Bleek
whole
versus?
collection.
Yo, but how y'all
I got
not
a
gonna
whole
give?
selection.
Wait, but how y'all not gonna give Bleek's
selection.
time on this? Like, Hov made it the biggest song, but Bleek was in pocket. Yo, come on, y'all. He
Also,
kept
Bleek
up,
was
y'all.
your whole
He
chose
kept
out.
up.
I ain't
Bleek
gonna lie.
got,
What
he
I
got in his little.
The new and improved.
He kept
If
up.
you just take a quick glance at Apple Music and you just type in Juelz Santana, you're gonna see some heat, but I ain't gonna lie, more the shit that was popping up on the Bleek name was different, though.
Wow.
Different. Like, when you look at all the Hove attachments.
I ain't gonna lie, though. Shout out to Bleek, because
That's crazy, bro.
Bleek bought T.I. up here for round here and shit.
Nigga.
I'm not gonna lie, like that shit mean a lot. Cause
Wow.
like Hove didn't. I love Hove.
He got a
obviously.
lot of good music.
Hove
y'all.
didn't bring T.I. up here. Like Bleek bought T.I. up here. That's
Got a
real
point. He
shit.
got a point.
And
He
put
got a
Rick
point.
Ross in the Round Here video. Look at him by the
That's a
Mailbag. Look at
fact.
him. He was sitting.
That's real nigga
when he was
shit.
still on Slip and Slide.
I mean,
Before he
but
dropped
Els
before
bought
Every
Wayne
Damn
up here.
Hustler
Els
came
bought
out.
Wayne up
I
here.
mean, we got a couple joints
Els
on
made
Hove.
Wayne
That's
up
what
here.
I'm bro,
saying.
Wayne up here, y'all.
That's what I'm saying.
They had him dressing like a rock star. Let's
I
talk
could
about
care
it.
less about that.
Let's talk
Nah, don't do
about
that.
it.
Don't do that. Don't do
I'm
that.
not the Wayne fan.
Me either, but I know Wayne is one of them ones. And like when they
Yo,
he had a run.
Juelz made Wayne rap like a New York
Nobody
nigga.
had an
Let's
Els
really talk
run,
about
but
it, yo.
I mean,
Once upon a time,
Jay-Z too.
Gilly had him rapping like a New
talk
York
about it.
nigga.
Let's really talk about it.
Mace tapping in.
Once
Mace
upon
tapping
a
in.
time in 2001, I watched a cruiserweight championship match between Taka Michinoku and S.A. Rios.
Wow.
So I can watch this. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I can watch this.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
I said, goddamn.
Yes, sir. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna take Juelz. I'm gonna take Juelz.
Not long, and I was like,
Wait, and he's gonna take Juelz.
I think I picked L's too.
I'm gonna take L's because at the end of the
alright.
day, Wayne and Juelz was on the same trajectory, and Juelz's laziness was what.
You know why L's win? You know why L's win to me?
Actually, both of them really.
L's win because
Wayne basically came up by working hard.
On L's, a lot of his biggest records, he had the driver's seat more than Bleek had the driver's seat.
Listen. Y'all gotta give it to L's for I'm telling you, Wayne was trying to figure out his pocket, got in the studio with L's, and it was history.
No lie, I don't care.
He did that. He did the same thing with Millie with Corey Guns. Let's talk about it.
It was kind of visible.
When it was just Corey on the Millie. Corey will tell you the story.
I just feel like
I'm lucky that L's got so lazy. They would be telling me that he goes
made a good
Wayne.
point that Juelz was kind of invisible on that D Block stage.
Invisible.
I just feel like if that's what
hold on.
he was a little invisible.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Crazy.
You know what the one thing is?
Because you're right.
Nah, but you know what the one thing is
right.
though? It showed you that D Block it was no time since they came out to now they were not friends.
I remember. I understand that.
Did not fuck with each other, and I don't still think they don't even fuck with each other.
For showbiz, musically, he was invisible.
Yo, it's not. Yo, listen. It's a lot of
the
listen,
songs that they play.
Listen, any other two man you know besides like the biggest in the world can't fuck with me and Storm because we have never not been in sync. These niggas not even friends, bro.
But
that's the hard part. That's the hard part with
each other's
Dipset.
guts,
bro.
Versus the Locks. That's the hard part with Dipset
It's
versus
a
the
crew
Locks.
versus
because
individuals.
the Locks are like the Locks finish each other's sentences
Lock in,
like
bro.
naturally.
Juelz's biggest moment on the stage is Jada throwing his bandana on the floor. We doing this?
Hey,
We really doing this?
And don't get it twisted. For all I said, at this show, I was the one who was staunch Dipset fan. Even after they lost, I went on a review and said Dipset won.
Yeah, John was carrying.
Ridiculous.
I waved the Harlow flag as a Brooklyn nigga.
That's crazy.
So I gotta keep it a stack and say, if that's what Juelz is gonna do against Bleek,
But I still got one question for you.
That is funny.
That's a fact, though. I gotta say.
Do not be with
Diddy fucking me up
animals
right
orangutan. Yo, D, you gotta relax.
I mean,
It was just bad,
Niggas had me in Harlem that night, and I'm like,
yeah, that's a
Dipset
fact.
won.
That's a fact.
The Harlem niggas in the room was like, nah,
You
got it.
Nah, alright, so
Does Bleek get to play Dear Summer?
Yes.
it's a Bleek record. I don't give a fuck. It's a Bleek
Is that
record.
his song? He's not on the song.
Wow,
That's crazy.
He just plays it in the background. Like
Wait,
you
is
said.
Bleek on Dear Summer?
No, it's
It was on his album. It was a bonus track
It was an
on his
interlude.
album.
All right,
Bleek
I hear you,
album.
right?
Wow.
But, bro, like, what?
I'll take it. Just like how
L's got
Beanie
more
took
songs
Annie.
than Bleek, bro.
Wait.
That he's
know.
lead.
Yo,
I agree.
L's second album, but L's first album is crazy.
What's L's first album? From Me to You?
The first album
What's
is
the games
crazy.
that
got
mixed in?
that's the
But then
second
album
And you
hit.
got his verses on Diplomatic
album, though?
Immunity.
What's
Yo, if y'all remember the second album, the shit came with a pop-up book.
No,
but
that-
the shit,
that's
yes, it
not-
did. The shit opened
It
up,
did.
and Juelz
Santana's
came
time
out.
So what was that for fact?
And
What was
Juelz came
By
out.
his second album, I was buying bootlegs.
What was it called? What's
That album wasn't it. Yo, that
I
album
just want to see if
wasn't
people remember. What was Bleek's
Straight like that.
first single off his first album?
Mama Do. Past that.
Memphis Bleek is, wasn't it?
Then Bleek is.
it. Bleek is. Yeah, that was it.
Bleek wasn't tough.
Now,
Yeah,
when he
that
got
was
what
hitting
you
the streets.
think of
That was hitting the streets, though.
What you think of that is harder than that?
Right.
My right.
With the
right.
remix, he got the joint with Cam, The Rock,
Jay-Z
ROC
joint.
can
Just
play
fire,
that.
yeah.
Or Just Fire.
That's
it's the
my
same shit.
ROC. Is
Yo,
what? That's
Bleek,
I'm not saying
Bleek
Bleek
could easily
bitch.
pull a Jadakiss on
No,
Juelz.
no, it's a fucking lie.
y'all.
He
Bleek is
could.
gonna
Round
foul
here.
Yes, he could.
He could.
Round here not beating a
You
lot
know
of
why? Because
Juelz.
there's a lot of the beats
G,
that
I
Bleek
ride
got on.
with
Them
you for
beats,
free.
like when soon as they come on, Like Juelz don't really got
the Volume 2 intro?
Yep.
Yes.
Coming of age.
Did you hear the beat? It's like
Reasonable Doubt joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming of age.
There you go.
Oh my God.
And if Jay-Z would show up for anybody,
If there is a soul,
Bleek.
if there is a soul,
I mean, that's
Bleek,
the cheat
Bleek
code.
could be a hit over his
Jay-Z is
whole
not-
career.
Jay-Z is not-
Jay-Z not-
hold on. Because he was snatched the
You think
entire
Cam,
show from
I mean, you
Bleek.
think
wouldn't
Els
do
don't
that.
got fucking Hey Ma?
Nah, they ain't doing it. They
It's
did that.
there.
They did that with
I'm
They did that on
mad.
D Block and it didn't do nothing.
It didn't hit.
But that was
bro.
against D Block.
He got Old Boy.
Bro, no, you right though.
Hey, Ma is definitely ringing off against
What did they
got
do
hits.
on the Verzuz
Memphis.
stage?
Oh, my son Chris Brown. Yeah, Chris Brown, bro.
Back to the crib will go crazy.
Oh,
Back to the
nah,
crib.
that was
Oh,
a-
that's
Chris Brown.
crazy.
Running will go crazy.
No.
Chris Brown ain't coming out
No.
for
The joint with Lloyd Banks or go.
Beamer Benz and
crazy.
Bentley will go crazy.
Right.
Beamer Benz and Bentley is go stupid.
Low
thing
key,
is-
this Verzuz is type lit.
And
Now
he
that
had,
we talking about
I'm
it.
ready.
The thing where
I
I
might
look
be
at the
changing my
difference
mind.
between the two.
The Dipset
Automatic
Anthem.
Obviously.
Dipset Anthem is the classic.
Els got it. Els got it,
Big
bro.
up the Cam for taking over the rock.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
And
when
he's
I
on
look
the
at
hook
it,
of
Y'all can't fuck with
Jay-Z
me.
had
No
Bleek up
way.
next. The game had Juelz up next. This is what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
only Jay-Z thought Memphis Bleek was about to get
You got
Only
the
Jay,
account for
man. I'm
Bleek,
just
bro.
saying.
Okay.
bro.
Look at Joe laughing.
I'm just saying.
That
man.
nigga owe you money or something, bro.
Only Jay-Z thought Bleek. Only Jay-Z
Nah,
thought
He
Bleek
did.
was
I would
next.
asshole.
You gotta know.
Jay-Z.
Wow,
Ladies
bro.
run this
That's crazy.
motherfucker.
That's a
Well,
big
hold-
record. That's a big
Wow,
record.
do my ladies run it.
What-
Fat
was
asses
Bleek gonna
and
do it
flat
again?
stomachs. That's crazy.
Do it
That was
again.
Beans and
No,
Hove.
Beans
That was Beans and
and
Hove.
Hove.
All right, fellas.
Why wasn't
my
Bleek
fault,
on
Bleek.
that?
Before we
Well,
get
Bleek
kicked
do
out
it
the
again.
studio,
Stand
we got
up.
a couple more things to cover before we get kicked out of here. Mase, this is your segment.
man.
We done talked about a lot of old rappers.
Talk about some old heads.
But this is the point of the episode where we talk
Right.
about the young rappers in the game. Can you break down the news from the younger side of hip hop?
I will. And I'll run through it quick, because just like you say, we got to get out of here quick. But first things first, we going to send a RIP to Trouble. DTE Trouble out of ATL, man. Like,
He was my favorite coming out of Atlanta,
Dope.
man. He was amazing.
dope
man.
artist, cool dude. You watch his interviews, you see clips. He apparently he held his people down. So we're not going to delve into it like we usually don't. But RIP to Trouble, man. I'm tired of saying RIP every week, y'all. Like, come on. You know what I mean? And curses to the dude who pulled that trigger, man. But yeah, we want to send an RIP to him. We got a couple new projects this week that I say I've been rocking with. It's a bunch of new shit that dropped, but I've been rocking with the new Vori. Lost Souls. Now
Vori's
he
nice.
delves between rap and singing. I know Job don't want to hear that shit, especially when it's dirt.
Wow, I'm getting shout out tonight.
You don't like
I just said Job don't be liking that
It
shit.
depends
man.
on who's doing it.
Okay.
Yo,
I
Kanye
know
got
my
a feature
guy.
on there, right?
Kanye got a feature on it. It's a dope album. It's real highway. Listen to with a nice young lady or older lady, whatever you like. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Riding down with your joint. You
Shout out to the Cougars out there.
Facts. We got the Cougars.
Niggas said round.
Sugar mamas out there. I see y'all.
Outrageous.
And I want to shout out Saha. He threw out an EP. You know, he made a little bit of noise because he was sending shots at our fellow podcaster Joe Budden.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
No disrespect.
Joe and his promise
you know what I
smoke.
mean?
Easily.
Facts.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. For
He's a
sure.
non-rapper now, and I don't like that. I don't like
Joe
that.
put a podcast of songs.
Saha is stupid, like
He's
dumb.
size
But
master.
Joe in this prime is a
Clue
different
tape
animal.
era of Joe Buns to rap that nigga off the any
And I hate
There's
that.
not a lot of
Niggas
people
are
that
like
can go up against that era of Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Facts. So shout out to Saha.
Joe Budden was sparring with Fab. Like him and Fab used to go crazy.
And Ransom.
And they prime.
Ransom style bundles, the whole fucking 18. Come on now.
Yo, bro,
Oh, man.
the 18 made us happy to be a duo back in the day.
Shout out to
Ransom really
Ransom.
had it.
Shout out Red, shout out Ro.
Facts. But you know, we took it away from you, Saha. We apologize, brother. But he just dropped the EP after, you know, sparking it up with the Joe Budden shit. I'm feeling it. Yo, Saha is one of the nicest underrated dudes in the game.
That's a fact.
The pen behind a bunch of your
he's
favorite records that you don't
fucking
even know.
ridiculous.
So give my boy some streams, man. We need real rap to
That's
progress
real.
out here. So shouts to Saha, man. But one thing I want to speak about that I've been noticing, you know, I love viewing trends. I love watching things. We got Summer Jam. New York City High 97 Summer Jam this Sunday. Headliners
New York
are
Bias 2 on the way.
Lil Baby, Lil Durk is headlining. We got Fabio Foreign headlining.
Push.
A lot of Push is up there. Shouts to Push.
Nice.
But I meant to lean towards the newer artists that are kind of like headlining. And right now, they're at 50% capacity. Hot 97, if you go on their website, you buy one ticket, you getting one ticket free.
No way.
You lie.
Facts. Y'all check it right now. I'm telling you.
That's
even my
not- you're not joking.
I'm
That's
not
not
joking.
slanderous.
My man's hit me up
They're
like,
trying
you
to
want to
fill up
pull
the
up to
stadium.
Summer Jam. It's what made me even start looking at
2
this
for
shit.
1.
So what I really want to get into is,
Where's Summer Jam?
are our younger
Life
East
Stadium.
West
And
Probably because we a
MetLife,
fucking
MetLife.
tornado
MetLife.
tomorrow. It don't never stop raining for Summer Jam.
Once upon a
Also-
time, the tornadoes, they still be out there.
Also,
They still
this
be out
weekend is
there.
also Governor's Ball.
Governor's Ball.
It's tomorrow, too?
I think.
Yeah, this whole
okay.
weekend.
It's actually a lot of
Jake Paul
events over
performing
And
out there.
that's what I wanted to say. Are the festivals destroying the summer jams? Because I did my research. Yo, no, I'm not Sin. I'm not the mayor, but I do a little bit of research.
Nah, I don't think it could fuck up because a nigga would. It's not like it's in fucking Philly and then LA. Niggas could definitely go
One or
perform
the
at
other.
one.
But if you look at the,
But you
at the
gotta wanna do that
statistics,
shit.
Yeah.
statistically, every summer jam, the LA Power Jam out in Atlanta, I forgot the name of their radio station. This is becoming a trend. Where these summer jams and these younger artists are not being able to carry a show. So I'm just wondering, like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Vibes? You don't think it has nothing to do with pandemic vibes?
That was last year.
outside.
Not anymore. We
People
dying
scared
to
to
get
come out.
outside.
Bro,
Look
Look how
at
packed,
us.
look how
I was
packed
outside
Governor's Ball was. Governor's
in East
Ball
Harlem
was packed.
today.
That's what he's trying to say. Like,
To my Puerto Rican
Governor's Ball
outfit.
was to capacity.
Coachella.
Or to capacity, but
Listen.
Summer Jam is not.
It's nothing.
I get where you going with that.
Yo, I mean, maybe
I
it's
mean,
like
it's a bunch of.
it's
That's
not
ill.
enough. It's not enough quality niggas repping the town for niggas in the town. No one. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it could be that to the outsiders. Like, why would I
really don't
pull
know
up
why
to that
people ain't pulling
if
up
the
to Summer
town
Jam?
ain't
I don't know.
representing the
Right.
town?
That was a good lineup you just said, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
so
really
it's a
good
whole
lineup.
bunch out there, and they
I like
not
Fabi.
selling it out. I'm telling you. So I just thought that was interesting and something to monitor. About we talk about
maybe-
how our young artists need to pick up the slack. but
Benny
it's
is
very
on. Benny is
interesting.
on.
Benny's up there.
Yeah.
Benny's up.
Maybe it's the
Yeah.
history of Summer Jam, the fighting and
It's,
I don't
it's
know.
not
I
sure.
feel
I feel like
with-
if Hov
I
and
think
Jadakiss
they
and
don't
Fat
have
Joe was
a
out there,
true
would have sold out.
headliner.
I feel what it is.
I agree.
With some of these younger artists, I don't feel like they put in the energy to really cultivate the fan base.
And,
You know what I mean?
and mad at the young
I
niggas
agree.
fans hate the other young niggas up
Yeah,
there.
that's
Fans.
right.
They're not going to
Beef.
fight
You right.
tomorrow. That's
Right.
the problem.
That's a
That's
fact.
Fact.
Because it be.
I think he cracked the code with that one. That's a whole
You got
fact.
niggas that's cousins that's beefing.
A
and
nigga
shit
would be like,
Hey,
I
Flock
wanna
fans
go,
ain't listening
but-
to D thing, bro.
So it's like a nigga be like, I want to go, but I'm not trying to get shot at.
I
The
feel
Woos ain't listening to the Chos, bro.
And that's the
Right.
thing, bro.
Real
Nah,
shit.
they be listening. I know it come from
They don't
both
admit- they
sides.
don't admit they like it.
Is beefing, though.
They be
beefing.
salty. Like when Pop was alive, rest in
Right.
peace. The Chos was rocking the Pop. They was
Yo,
salty that
only-
Pop
Right.
was
Yo, bro.
fire, but they partied to Pop.
Hip hop gotta do better, man.
Yeah.
We the
Yeah,
only.
we do.
This the only genre of music where niggas are like pay you to for that.
Right.
You'll get a deal for that. Like niggas,
country
niggas, don't
niggas.
niggas would never give Aerosmith $1 million and say, "Yo, this Nickelback," because it's useless.
I mean, everybody does
This nigga
Nickelback, but
spit.
that's all right.
Right, you speaking facts, but that's the young
Yeah,
rap
yeah,
news.
yeah.
But that's the young rap news this week, fellas. I just thought it was very interesting.
That's interesting, very interesting.
For the first time I can remember, because Summer Jam has been such a legacy,
monumental thing.
and
yes.
almost a legacy thing.
It
Like
is a
we bringing
legacy,
Jay back, we bringing
is
the
a
Locks
legacy.
back, we bringing Remy back. Now we
Michael
finally
Jackson
got the
came
new
out.
artist headlining,
It's a legendary
and
thing,
it's
man.
like we not selling.
Who's the
nothing.
headline act, Mase?
Baby and Dirt.
Stop.
Yeah.
So
Yo, you gotta relax. Bro. Why you gotta say that?
because
Nah, but
it's a
Baby
new
And like half the
Baby
other
and
artists
Dirk
was
is
locked
good
up.
though. They're capable.
no, they
though.
fire.
But not New York
Jam,
Summer
New
Jam.
York
Nah, not
City.
New
You
York
right,
City.
you right. I think Baby fire, Dirk fire, but like you said, it's for the town.
But let's be honest, y'all. Who the town got to headline Summer Jam?
Ah, that's also true.
Other than
Another point.
going to the past.
It would
Right.
have
Other
been
than going to the
Bobby,
past.
but Bobby came over here.
Bobby,
he don't got the record.
Stop.
Closest thing is like
Bobby
even
is
Zelda.
happy to
They
be
not really
home.
putting it that way.
Dancing
Oh,
to
little
everything.
TJ,
R.I.P. my
like
son
we can
I'm not
go
mad
down
at
the list of the
Zelda.
top
I might do
Fabio. We can go down the list of the top artists.
Bobby-
You're not gonna say
Fabio
that
could
they
do
got
it,
it.
but
Be a
that's that
headliner,
gang shit.
nah.
Like
Be a
Showbiz is
headliner,
saying,
absolutely.
niggas not
Nah,
gonna rip
Bobby-
like.
I also,
Bobby
I don't know.
doing
I don't
non-gang
think
stuff too.
I don't think
But he-
Fabio was
but-
Fabio
headlining,
is
but
not
he
affiliated.
Whole headline, maybe with like 2 or 3 other people, but like
Fabio may be big enough, but he don't got enough music to headline. He don't got enough music.
I hate that.
He don't got enough music. What he gonna do? He gonna do 2 songs to get off the stage.
That's true. At least Lil Baby.
That's what I'm saying. Cultivate your fan base.
He don't got
not for nothing.
New York
Big Drip on the Summer Jam stage will go crazy.
Yeah.
And then you bring out Rowdy.
If you want to give him a 7-minute, set, that's fine. But if you want to give him a 20-minute set, 25-minute set,
Bobby can do a 7-minute set of drill songs. Is a long set. You got songs when it be like 90 minutes.
I'm waiting.
Not the pack MetLife.
You right.
Just
you right.
It's hard.
The theater at Madison Square Garden.
And I believe the numbers are showing
but
that.
But not MetLife. MetLife is a lot of people.
Like it's just the town got to do better. Or
you right.
The town got to do better.
Deanie, you cop a ticket, I'll be a +1, bro. We review.
That's crazy. He said that. I was like, y'all 4 should buy tickets and he did.
All right, fellas. We in the stretch run of the episode. We got a couple more segments to go.
All right.
We got to talk about this because our listeners will be mad at us if we don't at least touch on it. Jack Harlow and his promo team over there, they got the KFC meal, and then there's a tweet or some news comes out that Jack Harlow has always been attracted to black women.
Weird.
Right?
That's weird.
Me too.
I feel like the pandering is bordering on racism. I could be wrong.
Listen, I saw this tweet that said they market Jack Harlow like a Democratic candidate.
Wow,
bro. That's crazy, bro.
That's
fire.
It's so like on point.
You like Jack Harlow's new album?
No.
I think he's just a troll
We
like that, though. I
unanimously
think
hate it, bro. Like all of us hate it.
Because it's like Diet Drake.
Bingo.
There you go.
Facts.
That's exactly what we
and
said.
that's not who he is.
It's all the
But
throwaway
what are we
records. Drake said, nah, I'm
doing
good.
with the KFC meal and saying I love black women? What the fuck
Also,
going on?
all right,
That's
hold up.
crazy, though.
Now the KFC meal, he's from Kentucky, right?
Yeah. Right.
So there's that connection.
They don't even eat
Right.
Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky.
That's
right.
crazy.
So I see the connection, but y'all saw the picture I sent y'all, right?
Yes.
Of what?
The image of Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow is his face is drawn on like a big ass bucket.
But looks black.
The skin tone that they drew on this man, that man they made him black on the bucket. Y'all gotta see it. I'll pass it around.
Black Harlow. Quando
Black Harlow.
Quando Harlow.
I got nothing bad to say about Jack Harlow. Shout out to DJ Drama, because when we first was coming up, he showed us a bunch of love.
Ain't that what like the Kardashians do too?
Shout out to Generation
Legends in the game.
Everybody, man, it's love. But, but the Jack Harlow thing is just like
culture, bro.
He does, but like this isn't the way to go about.
Him and Drewski they love trolling. Like they just like
man, this ain't the go.
But this is bordering on vulturing.
That's crazy though.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But
this is not the way.
That's weird. But it's like, what can you do? Like, I feel like what you.
I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't.
That's crazy.
Them second week numbers was looking bad, and
I don't
they do
foresee
whatever
him.
they
No disrespect, it just wasn't what people thought it was gonna.
I don't foresee him sticking around in hip hop. I really feel like this is gonna be another one of those like Post Malone situations.
What you mean Post Malone? Post Malone's popping right now.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but it's not in hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This is how I know.
Said I'm not a rapper. I'm not hip hop.
I hated that.
His stats did this.
But that's whack.
It did do that.
That's whack to me.
And it's whack because he did songs with Quavo
I
and
mean,
did
but
songs
yo,
with real
no,
rap.
His sound is hip hop.
Not even no racist shit.
His first record is called White Iverson.
What?
That's fucked up,
Facts.
yo.
What
fire
white
record, I ain't
artist
even gonna
sticks around and does urban shit when they get popping? None of them. Justin Timberlake was the most popping nigga. He got so much so he did a country album. That's fucking horrible. That's corny.
My God.
MGK wearing dresses and black nails. That's horrible, bro. And that's no disrespecting niggas, but it's like, yo, don't come in here and it's our shit. We live this shit. And we have no choice but to live this shit.
Pop punk.
That's how I know
albums.
Harlow's not really with the culture, because we unanimously decided we don't fuck with KFC like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
bro.
like
took over.
Yeah, I have not had
Like, who
I have
fucks
not
with
had
KFC?
I tried to
bro?
throw
I live
Pop
down-
Out Preserver in the chat.
I still live by KFC, bro. I live by KFC and I didn't buy it. I live by KFC.
I went to your crib and I said,
Jarvis Harlow, that's the last nigga to eat KFC.
I know.
I dropped the Popeye.
I roll up. You dig?
I drop about 15
We put
minutes
that on a
Popeye
shirt.
before I go.
The only herbs I know I put on the fucking split.
Hold on. No disrespect, but if KFC want to throw a deal at niggas, I'm with it. But I used to go to your crib starving and be like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy that.
Shit used to be busting.
Nah, man, the potato fries. That's it.
The wedges.
That's it.
Back
The
when it
wedges.
was wedges because they
The
fried
wedges.
now.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Niggas, how you fuck the wedge pack up?
That's
Shout out to
like,
Jack for taking the deal. I'd have took the deal too. Put my face on it.
nah, Jack Harlow.
You eat KFC. You don't know who
Hey, look,
Brandy is. Fuck
at
out
a
of
certain
here.
point-
No, hold on.
But you know what? This also falls in line with this.
You know why I say don't do that? I love Brandy. I think she's amazing, right? He's young. Jack Harlow's young, right?
I
So
agree.
like, what would he have known of her that would make him say, I know who that is?
His love for black women, apparently.
Right, exactly.
But that's not. He's a liar.
Don't do that. Don't do
He's a
that.
liar for
This
something.
also falls in line with.
Don't do
We
that.
also
I know.
the
Everybody know that's
videos.
Brandy, brother. Everybody know that's Brandy,
we know
brother.
that. We know.
You ain't hear the song? Ain't that Brandy's brother? Like, how you don't know that?
Jack Harlow might not.
Come
know
on,
that
should
record.
not
He's
sit
making a
and-
point.
No, Jack
He's
Harlow
making
should
a
not
point.
be in hip hop if he don't know. Ain't that Brandy's?
He a vulture, bro.
Yeah,
And then you fucking light skin on the motherfucking KFC box.
Yo, first of
You
all,
pandering to black women.
Looking like you from
the
Dubai.
only reason why I'm saying that is because BET, OD, they played that record, that Rap City. They played that
Come
record
on.
with Sita. When Sita was the remember the robot Sita.
Shout out
They played
Sita.
that record
Hits from the
every
Every day, man.
They
Hits from
played
the
the
streets.
record
Hits
every
from the
day.
streets. That was a wild boy.
For you to not know that that's Brandy's brother, like that's
He
a
started
disconnect.
liking
There's a
rap when
disconnect.
Eminem became. I'm pretty sure. Bro.
Of course.
I'm pretty sure. Bro.
Hey, look,
What I wanted to say, this also falls in line with those videos of black women that was going around on TikTok talking about how they love Jack Harlow because
He's invited for the
he
cookout.
makes them feel safe.
He provides a safe space.
Remember he
for
said
us
that there was a video of some
to
sister
enjoy
talking on
rap
Twitter?
music.
Hey, look, can we get to the next topic?
And like,
Please, before I really
'cause
get
again,
on
we,
off
we
board.
on kick
And
out time.
I'm just like, yo, this agenda is crazy right now, man.
Hey, look.
Anyway,
This shit
real
can turn
quick,
to a Dr.
I'm
Umar podcast quick, man. We
Talk
need to get out of
about
here.
it. Talk
Get out
about
of
Oh,
it.
you seen Steph Curry pops with the white joint,
yeah.
Oh,
and then
Superman.
Steph Curry moms is with.
Oh, wait, we got the Quavo
The
just
nigga-
showed up out of nowhere.
the Quavo.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Quavo.
We're going to sleep
Double
tonight.
tapped in. Bro, they with like each other's exes.
That's nasty. They swinging.
disgusting.
They swinging, bro. They swinging.
Oh,
And
shit.
the nigga Steph
Say
Curry
less.
moms is with Del Curry pops college
Ex.
roommate white nigga.
Yeah.
They together, and then Del Curry bought the
white
nigga
wife. You got the white
ex-wife to the
That
game.
sound
Oh,
like
that's what
they,
the white woman was?
that sound like they were
That's-
swinging and then something went left.
Yo,
That's like
I saw
two
the
or
tweet.
three
I saw the tweet. The tweet was like,
Remember when Martin bought the table at the house
The
party?
tweet said, I seen the tweet
I
that
need
said,
to
look
take
at
that
the
story to the red. What is that? The red
Table Talk.
Red table talk.
Oh, nasty.
Take that
Chef
story on
Curry
there.
with the pop, boy. Let me bring this back to hip hop.
Let's keep it on basketball.
I'm still
Let's bring this
I'm
back to
still
rap,
going
y'all.
Boston and
Let's keep on time. Let's keep
Nah,
on
it's
time.
Golden State. But Cinsere,
Yo,
we not gonna. This is not for the table. This is strictly for Cinsere, since the Cinsere fan base they stood behind him when we talked bad about Kendrick's album. So I'm giving Cinsere the ISO here.
The mayor himself.
nah, this month is gonna be not this month because we do it twice a month now, but this lawn segment is gonna be very quick.
No,
very
it's not the
to the
lawn.
point. Oh,
It's not the lawn.
Oh, I thought you was here.
No,
Okay,
it's
copy,
not the
copy,
lawn.
copy. All right.
I just want your thoughts
Okay.
on officially
Uh-huh.
Kendrick Lamar no longer being TDE.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I want him to spread his wings and you know what I mean? There's no other way I can say it. I feel like Kendrick Lamar is this generation of hip hop's greatest visionary.
Okay.
And so I want him to be able to really share his vision and create his vision, whatever it may be, like unfettered. You know what I mean? Not attached to no label, not top dog telling him, nah, you can't do that, or you gotta put this record out, or you gotta put this record on. You gotta use these type of beats at least for a couple of songs, you know what I mean? Nah, I want him to go all the way in. Whatever his vision is, just, put that out in the space, bring it to fruition, and share it with the world, you know what I mean?
I feel like TDE made him cool though, man. I feel like he needs TDE. Yeah, I feel like he needs TDE there to like J-Rock. J-Rock made him cool in my
J-Rock the
opinion.
illest nigga on TDE to me.
Like J-Rock's like swag is just like I feel like Kendrick see that and he's like he see like I see something in J-Rock that I saw in like Nipsey. Like it's just like it's just like authentic to a whole. Like I feel like he needs that authenticity.
You saying without TDE, Kendrick is a
outgrown
rocket type nigga?
Yeah, I feel like without TDE, he a never lost nigga.
I love
He never lost.
We're not slandering Rockets. We're not throwing
Rockets.
I feel like J-Rock. I feel like J-Rock give him that little bit of umph. Like yo. Like let's talk to the people that you probably don't want to talk to.
Yeah.
Let's talk to them real quick.
I feel he's outgrown that though. At this point
I
in his
agree.
career.
And I feel like you're right. He should be.
And then you become Andre 3000 and nobody cares at that.
That's not John. What?
We've reached the point of the episode where we like to tap in with our audience who comments on our videos on YouTube. We call it the Mailbag segment. They throw some comments our way. We pick a couple of them. We respond to it on the Rap Roundtable. We're gonna be quick about this. We got some love. We got a little bit of hate. Starts off with Grover Dover 1. He shouts out Cinsere the Rap Snob. He says, "Sin, you sound like me defending projects like Untitled and Distant Relatives 12 to 14 years ago. Very ambitious products you have to be in a very specific mood to appreciate. I think Kendrick's next project has to be something non-diehard fans can appreciate, i.e. LIG, KD1, KD2 magic, especially after taking a half a decade off. Yikes. I'm not talking about Stiz or none of that, but he has to drop something more grounded or people might start placing him in that weirdo alternative category."
I just said that about Andre. I just said that about Andre.
I just said that a second ago.
Damn had the hits. Drop that.
I say fuck it. I said be a weirdo. Go all the way in. If that's what's in your heart,
Oh, so you
go the whole.
He gonna turn yo.
Hold on.
All the way into the weirdo.
You love To Pimp a Butterfly?
Yes.
He loves it. Yo, he's gonna turn out.
That shit fucking
If he
sucks.
keeps going where he's going, he's gonna turn
You're
into.
bugging the fuck out.
He's gonna turn into
I hate that album.
You're
I hate
bugging
it
the
so
fuck
bad.
out.
Yo,
I hate
he's
it.
gonna
Kendrick
turn
is
into
amazing.
Yo, Kendrick, you keep it up, you're gonna turn into Macy Gray, my nigga.
Oh, shit.
Relax.
Kendrick, I didn't say that.
Leather in the summer.
That's crazy.
Relax.
Y'all was on my head.
Damn and Good Kid. I don't
Y'all was
fuck
on
with
Dean
Pimp.
head.
Yo, I fuck with Kendrick.
all the way in.
Next one. Dietrich Swain says, "So Sin
Wait, who?
thinks-" That's his name.
Yo, come on, chill.
What's he swinging? What?
Swain.
Oh, Swain. Oh, copy.
He says, "So Sin thinks that album is on a level of Illmatic, Reasonable Doubt,
Nope,
Ready to Die,
never said
All
that.
Eyes on Me, Cuba Links, and Doggy Style." Man,
Never
get the fuck out of here. That's what he said, bro.
But that's what he said. I've never said that.
So fuck out of here.
Fuck him.
Dietrich.
Go away. Don't put words in my mouth, bro. I never
Keep
said
watching
that.
though, Dietrich.
Yeah.
Next one, the College Dropout 96 says he's talking about our Nas and Jay-Z segment about who actually started the beef. He says the Nas and Jay beef go back to 96 when Jay first came out with Reasonable Doubt and he wanted Nas on the album and he declined. Jay was a fan of Nas and shouted him out on his albums and Nas would say some slick shit about Jay. Lex TVs with the set minimum. Jay was in Nas' shadow until 98 and Jay took off. They kept taking slight jabs at each other. Nas dropped 2 albums and they weren't well received though, even though I liked I Am. Jay was on top of the world and he pretty much knew after Memphis Bleek record and the Stillmatic freestyle, Is That Your Chick? It will be on and popping from there.
Bro.
Didi, the fakest Jay-Z fan I know. What do you say to that?
Oh shit.
I agree.
He spoke all facts.
Spoke all facts?
That was facts.
Unanimous facts?
Yeah,
Mase
that was
facts? Sin facts?
Yeah.
Sounded like a Wikipedia article.
Yeah,
It was definitely a
it's nothing
Wikipedia.
that
It was
we
definitely Wikipedia.
don't know and haven't
Right.
already
Bro,
said.
it's so hard to read this shit after
But
this alcohol.
Nas is that nigga right now though.
But Nas
Right
was
now,
definitely
absolutely.
Nas was definitely taking shots at Jay-Z. We know that
Yeah,
to be
for sure.
true.
We talked about this.
He wanted
Right.
and Jay-Z was definitely a fan of.
was with the shit.
Jay-Z was listening to Illmatic in the car. Who said it? Clark Kent. Clark Kent
Yeah.
was like, "Yo, this dude Jay-Z, man. I mean, this dude Nas, man. I fuck with Nas." Jay was like, "Yo, I fuck with Nas," and Clark Kent was in the car.
But he made it a hot line. Oh man,
That was a deep breath, son.
Clark Kent told that story. He told that story.
Yeah.
And we'll leave on a positive note. Adriel Green says, y'all real ones for giving Fat Joe his flowers. His discography is super slept on. Dude might get the most improved player for award for hip hop history overall. Him and Rick Ross are 2 rappers that have progressively got better and with their bars over the years of their career. I agree with that. I'll talk to the guests here. You know, you guys have been hell of a guest. What do y'all think about Fat Joe getting his flowers at this point in his career? I feel like he was slept on a lot early on. What do you think
Yesterday's
about
price
that?
is not today's price.
I feel like yo, Joe swag, like it's just Joe swag. Like Joe had the like he had the sauce. He knew the sauce, and he had the sauce the whole time. And you know, they make their speculations that this dude wrote for him and that dude wrote for him. But
Joe nice, man.
Joe, you create the sauce like Joe for the Bronx. The way Diddy was with Harlem and Mount Vernon, the way Biggie and Jay was with Brooklyn. Joe got the. That's
a fact,
man. He got
that's our Bronx.
And like John said, I sent a picture because I was at this Biggie tribute event yesterday at Lincoln Center. And Joe was in attendance. I sent the picture, and just like Job said, that's a true ambassador right there, man.
I agree.
Shout out to Fat Joe.
Shout out to Joe, man. Like you said, today's prices.
Not today's price.
Facts.
Yeah, right.
And now we've reached the point of the episode where we got the young fellas in the building. We uptown somewhere. We having some Casamigos and Jose Cuervo. We getting fucked up right now. we having a good time. There's some tulips. There's some petunias. There's some roses. We're stepping on them. Sincere came out the crib and he's asking us to get off his lawn.
Listen, this is gonna be short and sweet and to the point. Between the Rolling Stone shit and this fucking Jack Harlow pandering shit, for this segment, I need the whites to get off my lawn. And I just want to make it clear, I'm not saying white people. If you're
the unseasoned.
Listen, I just came from hanging with my boy Josh from college. He's cool ass white dude. My boy Gabe, also white. I have no problem with individual white people who's cool. But the whites, y'all know what I mean by the whites, right? The people that set these agendas to like steal and Columbus shit and fucking gentrify everything and rewrite the history, and all of a sudden, you know, Cardi B's album is better than all of these timeless classics. All of a sudden, Jack, we need to know that Jack Harlow loves black women. Right. Why do we need to know that? Why is that a news story? Why? Right. Tell me. Why is that a news story? Because there's an agenda involved.
Yes.
The whites.
Call it pop culture. It's
listen,
pop culture.
y'all gonna keep up with the agenda. The shit is crystal clear, like everybody sees it. But we're not with it. Get off my lawn.
Get off his lawn, man.
Facts.
Get off his lawn.
Fuck out of here. Real quick before we get out of here. The young fellas, you guys have been excellent guests.
We appreciate you guys, man. We had a good time, man.
We love that y'all pulled up. Y'all gave great answers. Y'all gave great energy. But for the listeners who don't know who you guys are, who haven't tapped in, where can they find y'all on social media so they can tap in?
Instagram.com/TheYoungFellaz. Make sure y'all check us out.
DAYOUNGFELLAZ.
You can do the same thing on YouTube. You can do the same thing on Spotify, Apple Music. You can do the same thing. We got TheYoungFellaz.com. I mean, it won't be. It ain't difficult to find as soon as you put that in. So.
Fuck with these gentlemen. Great guests, great music, great energy.
Appreciate
Deanie, take us home, fam.
Yo, you know what the time is? It's that time. Y'all like to give a special shout out to our guests, the young fellas. Shout out to my guy, New Rich Joe, the architect.
Shout out.
I love you, my nigga.
What up, gang?
Shout out my nigga Josh, keeping the boards going. Shout out Masito, voice of the young people, mouthpiece for hustlers. I'm back.
Sir.
Shut your mouth.
I'm back, motherfuckers.
Yes.
My nigga Cinsere.
Yes.
You know what we listening to right now, y'all?
Yes, sir.
It's a Cinsere production. Y'all better tap the fuck in. Jarv, keeping the computers putin'. Keep it going, my nigga. I am Deanie, the balance of the force. And with our powers combined, we are the Rap Roundtable. We out!
Yes, sir.